Lords and ladies, welcome to Beyond the Source Wall, issue 2, Batman's birthday. All right. All right. So, let's go let's go around the room. Crave, what were you reading this week? What did you tackle?
Well, I picked up Stillwater #1.
Yeah.
That
Anything
was pretty
else?
good. It's a good. Yeah, Outcast, 46. So there's
That's
two
the
issues left.
you and Ty have been reading that, right? Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
another Robert Kirkman and Azaceta. Is that how you pronounce his last
Yeah,
name?
it's a set though. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. And then I didn't pick up. I didn't go in last week, so I finally got Oblivion Song. I think that was 26.
Yeah. 27 maybe 26, 27.
Dang, that's moving
Something like that.
along. That's moving along.
Yeah.
Is that bi-weekly or what is that, monthly?
No, it's monthly.
Monthly.
It's monthly.
Yeah.
What? Dang, it's been going on then.
Yeah.
Cool. What about you, Sean? What have you been doing?
Pushing.
I have been reading too much.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we've been
Yeah,
reading like the
I've
same
got-
thing, and then you've got some extras. Yeah.
Yeah, I've read like 11 books this week, 10 books
Good man. Good man.
that we will discuss shortly.
Yeah. What about you, Ty? Anything out of the ordinary, or just what'd you pick up?
I picked up a lot of the stuff on the list. I finally was able to read my copy of Ascender. The Amazing Spider-Man Sins of Norman Osborn. Yeah, nothing like super crazy, but I got most of my extra reading out of the way. I think the last thing I read was Justice League 53.
Oh yeah. Tabs. What's cracking? What about you? What'd you pick up?
Catwoman, Big Girls 2, and the Giant X-Men Storm, and then just been plugging away at my east of west trades.
Yeah. What trade are you on?
7.
Nice.
Right on.
Good work.
I've been really just kind of dragging on it, but
All right, let me get this. Let's see. I'm gonna get the background up. But you guys want to go into Stillwater #1?
Yes, to just briefly mention creative
Yeah,
theme.
Sean.
So,
Yeah, give us the rundown.
Stillwater issue 1, written by Chip Zdarsky and art by Ramon K. Perez. So, basically, the gist of the story is this guy gets fired from his job, and then he's invited to a town to get some inheritance. Was that right?
Yeah,
His
that he
great,
didn't expect.
yeah. Is that a great aunt or something?
How do you guys
Yeah,
feel
great
about
granddad.
How do you feel about the art? Like just going
It's
into
really
it.
good.
Yeah, I
I
thought
like
it was
it.
like it's
Very clean.
It doesn't it feel like almost like it's an old school approach with like new school. Just like I don't know. It's just like the colors are.
Yeah.
It just
Yeah.
it feels new, but yet it's a reminder. I don't know. Really cool. There's detail and like left out detail, like purposefully in certain like things. And it's cool.
Yeah.
I dug it.
Chip
From page one.
Zdarsky usually goes like, off the rails, kind of crazy, zany stuff. But this is really, so far down to earth. Very realistic.
He So right off the bat, he just gets canned, right? He gets canned for
Mhm.
pushing an employee, right? And that was too much. That was in this
Yeah.
day and age, a shove will get you.
Well,
That's
he's
it.
got it seems like he's got a record. I mean, they talk about
True.
like, you're always getting angry and always, getting in people's faces.
He's obviously
it's not
got a
like
chip
it's a
on his
one-off.
shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a, little orphan boy.
He first thing he does is get trashed, so we learn a little bit about him, outside puking. Which the colors are awesome on that page. That's that puke is perfect with the pink. Like,
Yeah, he's a little self-destructive.
oh, totally. And he's got a mate, Sean, you got one of them mates. You gotta have a mate.
What a drinking buddy.
Yeah, well, a mate, somebody to help you out,
a boy,
Yeah.
a homie.
Funny.
And this is it's in Pennsylvania, right?
Oh, I didn't even know that. What is it? Is that where this is?
I think so.
Cool.
I think it mentions
Nice.
it, yeah.
Shout out Pennsylvania. Nice. Yeah. No, it's just he tries to talk him back to going in, and he says because he wanted to get more, he wanted another shot, right? There was another round of shots, and he
Yeah.
the bouncer gives him the no, no sir, you're not coming back in, and he pulls that shit again. Obvious, he's a repeat offender with aggression. It seems. Wakes up the next day, black eye. So he took a beating too. That's always good. I liked it, man. I really this guy's coloring. Who's the colorist? The same as who?
The colorist is Mike Spicer.
Great work. Like it looks like really good.
Is Perez the same guy? Was he the one who drew on the Matt Fraction run of Hawkeye?
I will have a check.
How would you feel if some weird old guy showed up at your door, was just like, yeah, I gives you a letter with like, and what did he say though? He said something weird as he, like, am I being summoned? He says nothing of the sort. Simply timeline for it's just like the way he like worded it. I'm like, damn.
What was the wording?
He just said nothing of the. He said, he's like, the guy answers the door. He's like, am I being summoned? There's nothing of the sort. Simply a letter that required a specific timeline for delivery. Good day, Mr. West.
Reminds me of Back to the Future 2, the very ending of the movie.
Man, I just watched these.
Oh,
recently.
yeah.
How does it end?
The guy
So the
shows
doc-
up. With
the doc gets struck by lightning, his car disappears, and immediately after the guy shows up in the rain.
Yes. It's interesting though.
But I don't think there's any sort of time travel here.
No, but it could it could be in the same vein. It's cool.
Perez did one issue of Jeff Lemire's Hawkeye, and then he did some Marvel 2-in-1 with Chip Zdarsky writing as well.
Okay, that makes sense.
So not the first time they've teamed up.
No.
Is this a what is this? This is like 8 issues, right? Am I just making that up? Do we know?
I don't think they've.
I don't know about this one. We talked about some other 8-issue stuff like Decorum earlier in the week.
Yeah, that's 8. Oh my god, sorry.
There's Decorum only 8.
And
yeah, Craig.
There was another. There's another comic that's going to be coming out that's also an 8-issue series.
Yeah, I don't recall what it was though.
It's in the chat somewhere.
Dang, that blows my mind about Decorum. I can.
How is this all going to be wrapped up in the next 4 issues?
I don't even know that. I thought they were going to dive so deep. And like, damn.
It's going to be about 40 issues by the time it's going to feel like 40 issues by the time I comprehend it. Number of times I have to reread each issue.
We're already at like issue 25, pretty much, just the way it's like going.
Yeah.
Well, they are like 50-page issues, aren't they?
Yeah, and they're like got the multi-chapter.
No, I'm just saying, like, I don't get it. It just I stare at the pages.
It's too much is happening.
Anyway, Stillwater.
Yes.
So they go on a road trip. They've got nothing better to do. It's kind of a perfect storm for checking out, whatever this bullshit is. Because they immediately call it out like, yeah, totally. A great grand aunt.
Yeah, they feel like it's complete BS. Yeah. They stop at the gas station. He's filling it up. The one guy goes in. What's the other?
Yeah.
Tony, right? Tony's the other guy's the blue shirt. I think his name's Tony. We got Daniel.
We're definitely not going to see him again.
Yeah. Dude. Oh yeah, oh gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's all coming back to me now. Weird. Yeah, so he goes into the store, he talks to the lady. The lady's weird. Doesn't even recognize Stillwater as a place.
Yeah, she doesn't know the name of the town.
That's a good sign right there. He kind of noticed it too, but they pressed on. Then they get pulled over by a police officer. Interesting. I like the way this is going. It feels real like Texas Chainsaw, kind of just like, the cop, the bat, guy pulls you over.
Yeah, like even before we get to the town, we feel unsettled. We know something's not right.
Yeah, definitely. But the cops seem to know Stillwater, which was then you're kind of like, oh, okay, moving on, right? I don't know. That's how I felt about it. It was
yeah.
I didn't think he was going to play the role in the farther down that he is.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, oh,
yeah.
All right. Got pulled over. He
just pretending to play the bad guy for a second, and then like, oh yeah, no, I'm cool. It's all good, guys. Just having some fun.
Nuts. So, let's see. Oh, immediately they get to the town and they're like, well, they had bad vibes. Something about the vibes. I remember saying, yeah, not the best vibe. Cats, dogs running everywhere. Kind of seems like maybe just like hollow.
Yeah.
So they,
I was just. It just feels like another, small town America,
yeah,
sleepy town.
yeah. Stop at the diner. I don't know. I wonder why she seems incredibly like the waitress, just incredibly like anxious. You know,
Well,
I
they,
guess.
how the hell is, someone I've never seen before here?
Yeah.
I think it's kind of odd
Yeah,
that
'cause she,
the person that sent for them is not there.
yeah, she
That
doesn't
guy's been
recognize
gone
the
for.
lawyer's
Right.
name. It's been gone 15 years.
Yeah, this is He
The law
said it
office
was a
closed down.
timely delivery. He said that, the guy. Remember we were talking about that dude? He said
Yeah, and it was dated for 2019, wasn't it?
I don't know. I'd have to go back.
I think when he was reading the letter, it was like, oh, this is written in 2019 or something.
Dang. So the one guy, Tony, he's looking up out the window, and he's distracted by two people on the roof, two kids, right? Just two kids.
Yeah, like a couple of kids fighting, and
He's trying to
one
holler
of
to
them gets
stop him.
pushed off.
Yeah. Dang.
And yeah, one of the kids falls and dies, and then is alive again.
Yeah, like I don't know. Right off the bat, I was like, "What the fuck? What is happening here?" So
It's like Dan picks the kid up and like runs to the doctor's office, and
but everybody's
the
weird.
doctor's trying to get them to
Nobody's
leave.
doing anything.
Yeah.
That's like nobody's helping. Nobody seems to care that this kid just jumped off the roof. So like, damn, that's weird. That's weird in itself. So
Well, I mean, it kind of makes sense, right? I mean, if you're in a town of people that they just don't acknowledge that this normal thing in life is functioning anymore. It's just another day in the life. And the more ominous point is when they I forget who says it. I think it's either the doctor or somebody says like, "Get out of here while you can."
Yeah, the doctor says, "Get in your car and go.
Yeah.
This won't end well."
So at that point, I mean, the real question is, I mean, what's so scary about a town that you can't die? Can you just not escape? Like, that's the real question.
Yes.
I think they can escape. They're just really trying to keep the secret. Because somehow there's roads that lead there, but they have to keep the secret. So, you're not overcrowded by other people coming to the town.
Sure. How do you guys feel about Chip Zdarsky's writing? I feel like his writing style has, I don't think it's necessarily changed too much, but I think it's definitely become a little bit more solid, I guess. Like he's been working the muscle.
Yeah, it's my first Chip Zdarsky book. So I read his two-issue miniseries, White Trees, but
do you mean he's tightened up his overall direction or his structure, or do you mean like his dialogue between characters? Like, what do you think? Like, because I've never read any Zdarsky, so might as well
Well, I mean, I've read his Spider-Man stuff, and I think that he really did. He got the voice for all of the characters down really well. I think that I'm also reading his Daredevil run in trade form right now.
Good things about Daredevil.
It's very good. It's very.
It is one I want to catch up on and read. Yeah.
It kind of feels like. I mean, it's very apparent that like one of his favorites is some of the Frank Miller runs of Daredevil and everything, but it feels like he's acknowledging the things that made those stories well written before in the past, and then used those to his strengths and telling them in a way that he would want it to be told in almost a more polished way. Now, I don't know if that's necessarily the editors or if that's him, but it definitely feels like there's a lot more.
Yeah.
I wish I could figure out put my finger on it, but if I had to put a specific word on it, I would say it's just a little bit more focused. Whereas if you look at, I don't know,
I might be able to add in a little bit on this.
Sure.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. So I read his Captara series. That's probably about 5 years or so back. That was a maybe 5 or 6 issue series from Image.
Mm-hmm.
And, a guy's on a space mission. He crash lands on, some mysterious world. And it basically turns into kind of like He-Man. He-Man, Masters of the Universe.
Nice.
So it's crazy all over the place. You've got a wizard that's basically got a long beard. He uses the beard as a That's all the clothing he wears is just wrapping his hair, beard around like a loincloth.
Right on.
They drive around in like cat tanks, cats shaped like a tank, just all sorts of crazy characters.
Sounds
and
bombastic.
It's fast and it's crazy. There's just these like shit trolls, like literal trolls. Like they're trolling you. So they're just like these asshole trolls, tiny little things.
Yeah, that's
and at the end of the 5 issues, just to kind of be like, we got more, guys. It was Chip Zdarsky and I can't remember who the second guy was, but they basically had this giant 2-page panel where they just drew every single like villain they could think of. Like they made up villains. They made up like 150 villains. They were just drawing like throwaway creature of the week kind of characters. Just filled 2 pages with that. I think there's a video out there of them just like, you know what? We got to have a guy with wheels or something.
So are you saying he feels focused then too now? Like this is a very different direction for him
like
from what you've read?
I think the pacing's pretty good. It was a very solid first issue.
Yeah, I didn't see any of that. Like honestly, I don't think I even read the the summary of like what this was all about, and I like it. It kind of felt like they walked into a Silent Hill.
I think as well because primarily he was an artist before getting into writing.
Yes.
So he's still sort of learning how to write and definitely sort of improving over time. Because I guess, Crave, the story you spoke about, which was 5 years ago, I guess that might have been one of the first things he'd written, or it was much early on in his career.
Something like that, yeah.
So it's impressive the way he has
from
sort of
cat tanks
gone to writing.
To this, that's good. I'd say that's good evolution right there.
I think he probably chose. Say what?
Did you read the 2-in-1, the Marvel 2-in-1, or not 2-in-1? I'm sorry. It's the one where he wrote The Thing and
that was 2-in-1.
Torch. That was 2-in-1.
Yeah.
Did you guys read that?
No.
I read the first 3 issues.
It was really good. I mean, if anything, I'm actually really surprised that he ended up not taking over for Fantastic Four. But
I think he wanted to, but Dan Slott he had dibs on it.
I mean, I will say this, Dan Slott's run with Silver Surfer is definitely a good reason to put him on Fantastic Four. But I don't know, if you guys get the chance to check out the Daredevil run with Zdarsky right now, you'll probably see what I mean.
This is a current run.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
If I had to compare him to anybody right now, I would compare him to Tom Taylor, but I would say Tom Taylor is more fast-paced. He has said before that he writes it like a movie. Zdarsky is very aware that he wants to write it like a TV show. Like if there's nothing else out there, like that when he writes it, it's going to be nothing like nothing out there else like what he writes.
Who was the artist again for the issue, for the series?
Ramon Camperez.
Yeah. I think maybe they chose to work together because they have I think they have a similar art style.
Oh yeah, let me see Zdarsky. I don't think I've ever.
You have. He was
at least for like characters.
Drew a Florian Detective this week.
He did this week. Okay, cool. Which one, Sean?
The birthday present one.
Oh, that's my fave. That was my favorite one. That
was Matt Zdarsky.
Yeah.
I can see that. I can see
see similar. Yeah, the coloring's different, but the
line
pencil
work's
and ink
kind of the
lines I
same.
see.
The lines are similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, the birthday one was awesome. All right, we'll get to that.
I was really surprised to have Matt Fraction and Chip Zdarsky doing a Batman story at all. Like, it's just not something I was expecting at all.
No. But yeah, it was a good story they wrote in there.
I mean, the whole book is
for later. Yeah.
Let's see. So they're at the doctor's. The doctor tells him you guys should get out while you can. He starts running out. Daniel, right? That's his name, main character, Daniel.
The main one, yeah.
Yeah, the main one. He sees the cop. He's like, "Don't touch." They get into a tussle.
No, there's a guy washing away the blood of the kid who fell.
That's right. Yes, and he's He grabs him by damn, dude.
Yeah, there was a weird part in this scene towards the end when they're, tying the two guys up, and what was the cop's name? Well, the cop is basically yelling, and then like he starts yelling at the doctor, but it was a different character that had been talking.
Yeah,
so,
what is that?
Like the other character was talking, but he says he's yelling at him like he was the doctor, and then the doctor comes in. Like maybe there was a panel that got cut or something.
I don't know. I thought the same thing. So I'm on the same page. Does anybody else understand what Crave's saying? Like
I'm just looking for the.
He's somebody else. It's the dude who was washing the road. Is who he was like talking to. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then all of a sudden the doctor shows up, almost like it was like they've been.
I think he's still talking to the doctor. It's just he's not in the panel.
Yeah, but the doctor hadn't showed up at that point. Like the doctor was finally coming back into the scene. It seemed like.
Let's see. Maybe when he says they saw they.
I think maybe he was still stood in the previous scene. He just was off camera. I don't really know.
But I understand what you're saying, Crave.
Yeah.
Like when I read it, I was like, wait a sec, the doctor. That was weird.
It may make sense, but it was a little confusing at the time.
I almost think that they get to the point where the guy says this is cut and dry. After that, the next thing that the sheriff says is he's looking at the doctor. So he's already that first statement. And then he says the F you, doc. I'm getting real, Oh, wait, have you questioned? No, yeah. I can't make heads or tails of it. I feel what you're saying, Crave. That it felt like all of a sudden it skipped something. But all right, then they drive him out to the woods.
Yeah, they're just tied up in the trunk, or like the flatbed of the truck.
And then they get the brief history on that, you can't die inside Stillwater, and that you can die out here, and that the sheriff's just trying to protect what he's got, pretty much. They blow, and then they do the 1-2,
Yeah, they blow his friend's brain out.
Yeah, that's a great panel. It's really well done.
Yeah,
I don't know. There's something really cool.
What are the chances that Tony comes back?
Well,
or is he just he's dead? They burn the body.
Oh yeah, they burned him.
They did burn it. Yeah, that fire is really cool too.
There was a big speech that the guy gave right before he shot him in the head, talking about how the borders, no one dies.
Yeah,
but if he died outside the borders and then goes into town, would he come back then?
That's a good question.
Yeah, I just feel like that's some sort of twist that Chip Zdarsky would really throw in there.
He says, listen, city shit, you can't kill me. You can't kill any of us. I mean, you can out here. So it's like, so I guess when you leave the border, like, you can. It's a pass.
No, he's definitely like dead at that point and getting burned. They're burning the body, but it seems like some sort of twist that Chip Zdarsky would throw in down the road.
Yeah. Well,
maybe, but I mean, I think the twist at the end is the bigger twist.
Yeah, let's.
Yeah, so he's about to. Daniel's about to be shot in the head, and all of a sudden his mother runs out of a truck and stops them.
Yep.
And she says, "You're back."
Dang. So so we asked, or can you leave? Yeah, I guess you can leave because this dude was gone for a while. So, yeah, I really love the colors. They're really awesome. In the scenes. Especially
here with the fire and then the blue nighttime.
He nailed like the truck, like the brake lights shining on the ground and creating a red haze. Like, pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool. So,
yeah, the coloring is really good in this as well.
Yep, top notch. So I give it. Wait. So we don't know. This is just an ongoing. Is that what we're saying?
I think so. Give me a second. I'll have a look on solicits.
I could have swore
we might learn later on. I mean, we only recently learned that Decorum's 8 issues.
Right. That's weird. That was.
I hadn't seen anything like when it was being announced.
The final issue is going to be like an omnibus thickness of, it's a fat magazine or something.
Yeah.
It doesn't say.
No. Okay.
An issue count on Stillwater.
Number 1.
As far as we know, yeah.
I liked it. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, this was very good.
Yeah, what do you crave? Cool. It was good. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what else they unravel.
For
What else had?
For my first Zdarsky, I thought it was great. I didn't see any of it really coming, at all. Even at the end, I was like, damn, shit.
Yeah.
Huh? So yeah. Did it seem like he knew Mom or no?
No.
Okay, so that's cool too. That's another
Because didn't they specify he was an orphan early on?
Oh, right. That's right, they did. Cool. All right. So.
Try and give him a normal life.
Yeah, away from out of the
strange town.
Yeah.
So they mentioned some other characters. There's the guy that summoned him that had been gone for 15 years.
Yes, we don't know what the deal with him is.
Right.
Yeah. And then they mention a sheriff and a judge.
Dang, that's
and the sheriff seems to be... Is it the sheriff or judge that seems like the leader?
The judge.
Maybe the judge.
Yeah, because he was like...
Because it's probably going to end up being like his grandpa or something.
Yeah. The preview for issue 2 is...
The preview for issue 2.
Yeah.
Oh, I think his mother's the sheriff.
Oh.
Because when they're being tied up, when the officer's like, you really want to bother the judge with this, and the sheriff, she trusts me.
Oh.
Really? I didn't catch that part.
Yeah, okay.
I've just gone back and seen it now.
Yeah, but it does make sense. Like, she would have...
That's a good catch.
Yeah. Cool. All right, what are we going to next, Sean? Do we want to do the boys? Do we want to do that?
Yeah, we can talk about boys.
Yeah, okay. Tabs, y'all watched it?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
I lost my shit when Homelander blasted through the crowd.
Dude, me too. My heart was
I thought that was real.
Yeah.
I was like, there's still 20 minutes left. What the fuck is going to happen?
Yeah.
That's like how you end an episode.
He's going to turn tail and run.
Dang. Yeah. Wait, Sean, are you still actively reading The Boys, the comic?
No. I'm planning on it, but...
No, okay.
Yeah.
So
it's not as good as the show, so I'm struggling to get into it.
So to Ty and Crave, you've read it, right? You've read The Boys.
I've only read a little bit.
Okay. No, neither. Okay. I was just wondering if that scene happened in the comics too, like where they did the fake out where it was like he was in his head. He, zapped everybody.
Maybe. I mean, they pulled in a lot of stuff from the comics this week.
That was a scary scene because I was thinking that's how easy it is. That's how easy it is for this dude.
Yeah.
All right. So how did this one start off again?
They were filming Dawn of the Seven.
Yes, that's what I wanted to bring up. That's hilarious. That's just, that whole shit is so funny. Like,
so this is what I like about the show so much is that there's so many parts of the show that, like, when I watch it, I get really uncomfortable, and that's the intense. And if your intent succeeds, and I feel it as a whole, you're doing the job right. I mean, Homelander by himself is just enough to be like, oh my god, the show's amazing, but the relationship between Maeve and her wannabe partner kind of her being pigeoned to a gay relationship and Homelander torturing her. Yeah,
that's straight torture. Like it
was a rough episode to watch.
Yeah,
it was
a lot of rough scenes.
I mean, even the bar sequence when Kimiko goes into the Russian bar.
Dude, I'm down for all that. That's that's all I love that shit in movies, but I wasn't expecting it. And like, when I saw that, I was like, whoa, that's fucked up. Like, that looks like terrible, man. That was great work. That was great work for like whoever the directors were, whoever did all that. Like, they did a good job. Cause like TV shows, the budget's all different. You never know how these things these effects are going to come out. They're doing a really good job making me I'm surprised. I'm like, whoa, good work, man. And like, oh my god, she was getting shot, and even that looked really good.
Yeah,
like, when she was getting shot. Like, I was like, whoa, it looks like it's it's still hitting her with force. Like, it's not just it was cool.
Has she taken any damage up till this point? Was this the first time she had taken any major damage? I don't remember the.
Didn't something happen with Didn't she fight Black Noir in the first season? Or am I making that up?
Yeah, I just don't remember if like she got stabbed or anything.
I think she got hurt. I definitely think you saw.
Wait, who's it? Sorry.
Kamiko.
Who?
Kamiko.
Oh,
Yeah, Kamiko. I was
I
just
don't
saying.
remember.
Yeah, if she.
Where she, I'm pretty sure she did fight Black Noir in the first season, but I don't remember how it
Well,
went.
she did. I'm just wondering if she had been like
Did she
stabbed
get-
or anything
yeah.
that would have been like
I think
something
they
that would have
did.
been like lethal.
Oh,
Because we
I
haven't.
don't
I don't
remember.
think we've seen any other points where she's taken lethal damage or anything like that.
well,
No.
and she's doing this for contract money. She's right
Yeah.
now just contracting herself out. Dang.
Um,
and
I
then
mean, I don't remember her fighting anybody else, but I remember her fighting somebody.
I thought she got fucked up once, and that's how we saw her heal, and we were like, "Cool, that's dope." Like I just, when I was watching the first season, I thought that was, but I can't remember for sure. So,
I might have to go back and rewatch the first season just so I can get a better memory of things. But
I also I fell asleep during the final. Like I don't know, I must have just missed it during
during the boys.
No,
She had a fight with A-Train as well.
It was maybe it was A-Train or something that she fought and she got like
Yeah.
messed up.
I've just gone on YouTube, so I'll see how.
I must have missed the part where Butcher had said that his woman's kid was a soup freak. I didn't see that part, so I was like, in the recap, like in the beginning, I saw him say that. I was like,
that was the end of last episode.
yeah, I missed that. Yeah, I missed that for some reason, and well, I fell asleep. But yeah, that's fucked up. That sucks. That I wasn't expecting that. Honestly, thought for some reason that he would just be like, you know what, I'm gonna do this. I can take.
He wanted to, but I mean, she was confronting him about it and saying like, I know that the reason why you want to just do this is just so you can figure out a way to dump him and then we can just move on. And I don't want that. Like, he's my kid.
Right. And then he drops the soup freak line. Yeah.
Yeah, when he was trying to bail her out.
Right. And all right, what else happened? We got the oh my god, Homelander's his ego has been bruised horribly like throughout it, That whole point system of like it's like social acceptance, the polls, the points, that was nuts. He was down points. He messed up. So
it's gonna be very hard to be a manager. It's gonna be very hard to be a manager to someone who, if you say the wrong thing to them, they'll just off you.
I'm surprised he's kept her around, like the chick who's kind of like
in charge of the movie.
Somebody else he can terrorize.
Yeah, that he knows well enough, I guess.
Just quickly, in season 1, she had a fight with A-Train, and he threw her through a wall, and then was like super speed smashing her head against a brick wall for like 30 seconds straight, and she just sort of stood up and walked it off.
Okay.
And it didn't seem to phase her.
Like Butcher wanted to keep her around because he wanted to like have her as like the backup weapon or something.
I don't remember. It's possible.
I feel like that's it.
Who was anybody upset with Black Noir's damage? Like after all those explosives went off, I was really hoping he looked fucked up in some fashion. Like either all his clothes, and all it was.
Do you
was
know?
A bunch of spikes.
Have you looked up anything about him from the comic?
Yeah, Sean told me. Like
I sent it to you last week.
Last week.
Okay.
Yeah. So I do know what it is.
Maybe they're doing something different with this.
Yeah.
I mean, he seems more robotic or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can't do the same plotline from the comics based on how they've handled Becca.
Do you think he's a programmed being, though? Do you think he's another birther from in the science lab, like who has been programmed only for Vought, and he's like, like he doesn't talk at all. Like when they just hand it back to Black Noir, you know what I mean, and then he put the thing back in his ear, and weird.
Yeah, too bad we've already had the fight between Kimiko and Black Noir. Maybe they can go for a rematch, but having two mutes fight off.
Yeah, round 2 would be cool. So and this all this issues surrounding Homelander laser beamed a terrorist that was actually a terrorist, or even the terrorist.
Yeah, the guy had superpowers. He was he had these wind
he
powers
was like the
and whatnot.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. So he just came
Homelander
in
just shows up, deals with it in 10 seconds, and he's like, well, sorted, and just goes.
But he hit an innocent civilian, right?
Yeah, there's a guy behind him because he doesn't pay attention. He just flew in and this okay, bzz, all right, later.
Dang. What an ignorant slut, you know? He's
I mean,
such a fool.
Yeah.
I think the way they're doing it between him and Stormfront is kind of interesting because I'm picking up like very kind of not necessarily like
BDSM.
political views,
There's-
but no, just more like social standings. Like Homelander is very old fashioned,
yes.
and you
Yeah.
know, like this is America, and this is
Right.
what America does, and now everything is shifting, and Stormfront's just like, no, you got to do this, Grandpa, because your old ways of thinking are getting you in trouble now. This is why people
Yeah,
are
but-
mad at you.
But
Here's how you do the song and dance.
Exactly.
she too is also a racist piece of shit. Like
But
she just knows how to
she's
play the
playing in that-
system.
She
knows how to
is
play
literally a Nazi.
Yeah, like she knows how to play the system. But I just wanted to clarify. Like, yeah, she knows how to ride the waves of like, you know, and play it off. But
She
deep
knows how
down-
to hide in plain sight. Like
Yes.
that's the thing. Like Homelander doesn't.
Because she was
He's
talking when she was talking to A-Train, she was talking down to A-Train, right?
Yeah,
Well,
of course.
yeah, I was
Oh,
100% getting those vibes, and I'm like, you're just Homelander. You're the same. I'm interested.
Yeah, you guys have read, Harry Potter. It was kind of the same as like, the folks looking down on like people that are only like half wizards or something like that. Like, if you're,
Right.
Muggle
Yeah, the half
blood or
mudbloods.
yeah.
So,
Like, yeah, you're a superhero, but you're not really one
You're
of
not
us
a
kind
white
of thing.
superhero.
Yeah.
Pretty much. That's fucked up.
if you guys don't mind, do you mind if I break down that last part really quick?
Yeah, go for it, please.
Yep.
So I spend a lot of time reading and like looking up stuff about America's past. And there's one thing in specific that stands out to me that actually was shown on John Oliver fairly recently. I forgot what the guy's name is, but he basically goes into this big rant that was caught on tape and then released to the public, talking about how previously you used to be able to just throw around the N-word, but now you can't do that because it's not socially acceptable, according to him. And when you can't throw that
It
around
wasn't
in
Ashcroft.
language.
Was it Ashcroft?
I think you're right.
It started with an A.
So he started changing around the language a little bit. You have to adopt and change what things mean. You say things like tax cuts or whatever, but realistically, all you're doing is you're just changing the meaning of changing the words, but they all have the same result, which is hurting Black people.
You're masking.
And that makes me think about what she was saying to Homelander, what Stormfront said to Homelander about like all of your ways of like, I'm just going to be me is what is getting you in trouble right now. You have to adapt to social media. I mean, did you see the meme that was put in place of Homelander killing that dude and it said, this is Photoshopped? Like, does that not strike you as what's happening right now?
Anything you would see on Facebook.
Yeah, I've seen so many pictures like that. Like on YouTube videos where it's got like that, it's like photoshopped and like
this is fake. This is fake news.
Yeah. No, they're definitely going for like relevant events. Like when Homelander came down, I can't remember the lady's last name, but the first name was. Hold on. Hey.
It's surreal.
Hold on.
You know.
And then at the very end, when he literally hate fucks a Nazi. It's America as a perception, literally hate fucking the representation of Nazism. Like, if that's not a metaphor, I don't know.
Do you think, so I'm kind of getting more and more vibes, and I don't know if it's right, but do you think she's his dad? Like, or do you think he's a test tube? You know what I mean?
It's she his dad.
Yeah, or she's her mom.
She's his dad.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying though? Like, do you think they're related in any way? And there's an Oedipus complex thing happening.
I don't know if she's related, but I think she's
definitely an Oedipus complex.
Precursor.
Yeah, there's
like
okay, so there can be a complex, but they might not necessarily actually be. And you know, okay.
She might be sort of like a metaphorical mother in the fact that he came from something like she was the original. She was like patient zero, and he's
that's
Like
okay,
a subsequent.
So sorry, I got a little distracted there, but I was thinking about when I might have not have caught it, but when Homelander comes down and there's Veronica, what's her name, the congressman or something like that. I'm pretty sure that's like a stand-in for AOC.
Oh yeah, or like even Kashama Sawant over here in the city council. I mean, you could throw around names. I mean, there's a bunch of people.
What happened again? Say it again, Crave. What happened?
There's a
So when Homelander comes down, he's going right in front of the crowd.
Oh,
There's
yeah,
30-something
right,
lady, Veronica. I didn't catch what her last name was,
right.
but that really seems to be like a stand-in for like AOC or someone like that.
I get what you mean. Sure, definitely.
And see, so this is what I love about the show is that it's not super preachy. It just is like, and then
honestly,
they just
we're writing the story as
very
like,
relevant to current events.
We write the story. They just tell it out. It's crazy.
I'm enjoying the Scientology deep plotline.
I'm so happy you feel the same way. I was like, this has to be Scientology.
So
yeah,
she can survive the laser.
I was like, I'd like to see them sue Amazon.
And Stormfront said she was part of that, in the past.
They may be the ones funding it. You never know. They're like subliminally pushing their Scientology, Sean. You never know. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so
That's true. They could be trying to sell us on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Try and recruit
Subliminals.
Wait. So I may be jumping just a little ahead here, but I was thinking about Maeve going and talking with the Deep and like, hey, the Deep, I need you to help me, take care of Homelander. Like, what the hell is the Deep going to do to Homelander?
No, I think they're going to be seen together in public dating, pretend dating or some shit, and then that's going to fight she's going to do it through like, I literally think like right now she pretty much, I thought she asked him to pretty much like, you're going to fake be my boyfriend in public. You're a piece of shit.
Maybe, you're going to like fake kill me off.
Oh, yeah. Okay. The Deep's weak though, man. He's so
here's the thing.
He's so weird. He's so weird.
So I don't know if they could be in like a relationship or whatever, but I think that it would be more.
Well, that's not going to get him back in the 7 either.
No, I don't think she really cares if he does though. I think she might just be playing his punk ass. He's dumb.
Well,
I mean, the dude wore his Aquaman suit to his wedding, in the fucking, like, what the fuck? I saw that and I started crying. Dude, that guy who plays him, he's a good actor because, like, his character sucks. Like, meaning, like, it's just like he's so embarrassing. Like the character is just an embarrassment. So it's just like he's like. Yeah, I know, but he's good for the actor because he's great.
No, he's a really good job.
I was told he plays like a very similar kind of character in, not Pretty Little Liars. What was the one with Blake Lively?
Gossip Girl.
Gossip Girl. That's it. He plays like some douchebag in that show.
Yeah, massage.
So this is kind of just like, what if we take a douchebag, make him a superhero, and then just like have him do a nosedive?
Man, I love
doing Scientology.
Yeah, dude, that shit was funny too because I'm pretty sure like the last thing of the presentation or whatever his ad was that he did, was like two guys walking up to a woman and like, or a guy walking up and like, doing what didn't the Deep like leave his pants down or what did he do to Starlight that made him?
Yeah, he was trying to like get her to sleep.
No, she definitely did. I think we just lost him.
Yeah, but I'm saying like when he first did.
No, he's back. Sorry.
Yeah, when he so like it's just funny the very last thing was like an act of like sexual harassment and you're like that was you buddy. You did that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like.
Are you guys familiar with Goran Visenjic?
No.
The actor, the guy that appears to be like the head of the church at the end of the commercial.
Oh, yes.
I'd have to see him again. Sean.
Yeah, he doesn't normally have like that big of a beard, but yeah, he's a pretty good actor too.
What was his name?
Goran Visenjic. I can't tell you how to spell it. I just learned how to pronounce it at one point.
Yeah, just mash buttons so we'll get close enough.
Oh shit, was that him in the episode?
Let me see. Poster our way.
Yeah. I've seen him he was in ER, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Something like that. There was whatever the TV show that Halle Berry did a couple of years ago.
Ah, yes.
Extant, was that it?
Yep, Extant.
Oh, he's Croatian. Okay.
So
yeah.
So okay, at the end, she can survive the laser beams. That's what I really wanted to know, because that's like,
Yeah,
you can't survive the laser beams.
The best line of the show was laser my fucking tits.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jesus. She's so
Oh, that's really
aggressive.
funny. So we've been talking about The Deep, and Goran Visenchik was in a show called The Deep.
Oh, shit.
And yeah, he was on ER for 10 years.
Dang.
Okay.
So the boys still growing strong. I was good the whole.
If you're making
I forgot they called
it weekly, and I still want it to come out more. Like you're doing a good job.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I remember. So these guys do have real names because somebody called Homelander by his real name.
Yeah. What? I remember hearing it.
Tyler or something.
Yes. Who said it? Who said it?
The manager, I think.
Dude, that was weird. I remember. No.
So
it wasn't the manager.
The
wasn't
boys
it fucking...
Wikia says his real name's John.
Oh,
I
thought it was the guy.
The director,
the guy
Giancarlo Esposito.
Yeah, whatever. The dude from Breaking Bad. I thought it was him who called him
Giancarlo.
Yeah, I think so.
No, it was somebody like on the set that called him that.
Okay.
But I mean, John. The Deep is still.
His name is John, though. That's good to know.
Okay, John Doe.
Yeah, pretty much.
Something like that. But like the Deep is out of the 7. He just still goes by the Deep. He doesn't go by like whatever his real name is or anything like that.
I don't even think
it was
an identity.
He was called John in the first season when he went to speak to the founder of Thoughts about Becca Butcher.
Okay.
The guy who played, I recognise him. I can't think what he played. I'll post his picture in the chat. He's been in stuff.
Do you want to move on to Detective Comics 1027? Do you feel good on the boys? We all feel good on the boys. I thought it was dope, and I'm ready for the next one. So, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Let me just
all right. It's been about an hour, so I'm gonna jump off here because I think you guys got a lot of DC and Marvel stuff to cover.
Yeah.
I haven't really read that.
Yeah, I got you, Crave. Thanks for stopping by, man.
Yeah.
See you later.
All right.
Adios.
All right,
thanks, guys.
Let's see. Let me just pull it up on here. That way.
Yeah, so Detective Comics 1027. 1,000 issues of Detective Comics with Batman in it.
Do you want to... Okay, never mind. You're just... Every time we go to a new story, Sean, are you going to hit us up with a...
Yeah, I'll just do the creative teams when we start a new story.
Cool. Sorry, I'm just got to resize this.
Thicker than the issue 1000. Is that just
it's more pages, I think. Give me a second.
So give me the rundown. Issue 1000 did the same thing with a bunch of little stories.
This is So this is what there's 144 pages, right?
Yeah. They call it the 144-page Mega Spectacular. I gotta say, by the way, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but DC doing this square binding on the binder is so nice. I wish that they did this for Marvel's issue 800 of Spider-Man.
I didn't get mine yet. Wait, but that's
Detective 1000 was only 96 pages.
Jeez, yeah.
So this is nearly 50 pages more.
And still just $10, and that's actually a really good deal.
Yeah.
Did any? Maybe when we get to it, I'll bring it up when we get to it.
Yeah, there's a few different issues where it's just done like a collection of short stories, like Action Comics 1000, Detective 1000.
Sure.
Then this year they've done like 80th anniversary books of like Catwoman, Joker. They did issue 750 of Flash and Wonder Woman, and they were all just sort of like anthology books with loads of different stories in.
I cannot tell you how much I enjoyed this. I really cannot. Like, just from start to finish, I really don't think there's a bad story in here that I read that I was like, yeah, I didn't like that. Like, even the Edward art, I was just like, oh no, wait, you know what? I actually like him. Which one was that?
Yeah.
Which was the artist for the Greg Rucka story?
I just want to say, oh yeah, okay. So
that was Rizzo.
Did you? Yeah, the same guy who did the Old Guard, right?
No, that was
no. Same writer, different artist.
What? Because it looks, dude. When we get to it,
yeah,
look at the
style.
color palettes. Look at the color palettes, and they're almost the same. I didn't look it up. I just took a guess on that and thought it was the same artist because it was like the same shit. I was like, this is cool.
Yeah. I was thinking of Riley Rossmo. His art is weird.
I don't like it. I like it in places, but
Who? Sorry, who?
Riley Rossmo. He's the guy
Riley Rossmo. He did at the beginning of Rebirth. He did like some of the art for the Night of the Monster Men book, and his art style suited it with like the grotesque monsters and stuff. But I feel like he did like a Flash story in Flash 750, and it didn't. It just his art either works or it doesn't, and it just depends on the characters and the story. And
well, I think this kind of ties into what we've had the discussion before about with Scotty Young. Like sometimes it seems like a weird fit, but at the same time, it's such a unique art style that I think that if you do it right, it stands out in a way that you just can't help but appreciate.
Yeah.
To be fair, just flicking back through this, it doesn't look too bad in this story. It does kind of suit it.
I appreciate.
But like, there was a Flash one, but I didn't think it really suited. And
when an artist is himself, I appreciate that. Like you can clearly see that, like where no matter where he goes, he finds a way to fit the stock, like whatever the story, and then him in there. I like that. Like Mignola. I like Mignola. It's cool artist. Like him doing his shit.
I would rather artists be themselves than try to be another artist's style.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen Mike Mignola's early stuff?
No, I don't think so.
It does not look like Mike Mignola at all.
So he was trying to be somebody else, or?
Well, I mean, the standard for the comics industry was like, we're gonna have it look this way.
I know what you mean. He could have been early on where that was still a thing, and that's bullshit. Yeah. I hated that, dude. I'm really totally against that idea. That
have you guys ever seen? I don't know how I'm going to find it because there's too many pictures. Alex Ross did some normal pencils for a comic once.
You find it, Sean. Find it.
It looked much more. I'm trying, but when you search Alex Ross pencils, it's just fucking loads of his artwork.
Yeah, but you have the
it looks like sort of house style DC stuff. Not really fashion. It's just weird seeing someone like Alex Ross just sort of do something so generic looking.
He did the cover for that Iron Man #1, right, Sean?
He did, yeah.
Yeah, he's that dude. I don't think I'd like it inside the comic on the panels, but I don't know how he draw it. That's awesome.
I'll have to go back and look for that at some point.
Cool.
Because I can't find it now.
So the first issue, or the first, whatever you want to call it, story. You want to give us who it is, Sean?
Yeah. So first story is Blowback, written by Peter Tomasi and art by Brad Walker.
Shout out to that suit. That's an amazing suit. Just from like, I don't know, whatever I'm seeing, isn't it? It's like he's got he's got a nice chest piece or some shit.
Oh, it's because he's underwater. It's a little plate that like is waiting for him to die, and then it releases.
Oh, fuck. Oh, okay. Shit. That's crazy. I see now. Damn. It's cool. He's given what's he doing? He's like monologuing in his head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so sort of he's thinking about
right now.
Tomasi's writing it, and Brad Walker has done some of it, but because it's bi-weekly, it swaps artists every arc. So it starts off him sort of thinking about clues about what happened before he was rendered unconscious. And the clues he thinks of here do sort of come back later on.
Right. Is this where he's like testing himself? Isn't he like testing himself in the story? Like while
no, because he arrests.
I thought like no.
Yeah, he's testing himself mentally, but at the end he arrests the guy who did it to him.
Oh, who did it to him? Oh, okay. That's cool. That's badass. All right, so onward. He's going back.
Yeah, because he mentions on the first page he was like a pale mark where a wedding ring used to be.
Right.
And then at the end, the guy's on the phone with his divorce lawyer.
Yes.
Or something, I think.
No, yeah, you're right. It's his divorce lawyer.
Yeah.
I got to pull up that right now.
Yeah, and it sort of goes through his villains and sort of says about like who they are, like what their sort of motivations are, kind of thing.
Yeah, I like that. Deathstroke, the Terminator, you know.
We should talk about how thick they made the Riddler here. Look at that dunk.
Oh yeah, he is clearly. Jeez. He went he's been on his meth binge. Now he's, he's gone everywhere. body just can't handle shape anymore.
He's like Christian Bale. He just keeps fluctuating weight.
Yeah, that is funny. Good pointing that out. He looks ridiculous, to be honest with you. Just like, it's fine. It's fine. It's just ridiculous.
I cannot tell you guys how much I enjoyed this Bendis Marquez story.
So I don't remember which one was which. So when we get to it, I'll recall it.
Yeah. So yeah, the story basically ends with Batman faking he lowers his heart rate so much it registers him as dead.
Yeah, that released the machine.
The machine
right?
releases, yeah.
Oh my!
And then
God.
he goes to, I don't remember who this was.
The
guy, the divorce lawyer.
Yeah,
he sneezes. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I don't know if you guys have ever
Gazoon tight. That's how it ends.
Do you guys know what that reference is from?
No. What, Gazoon tight?
No.
There's
the sneeze, the whole scene.
That whole last sequence, yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually a reference to an old movie. It was remade recently with Denzel Washington and the guy from Grease. What's his name?
John Travolta.
John Travolta.
Yeah, John Travolta.
Okay.
It's called The Stealing of like Pell 22 or something like that. It's an old film about
Was that the one where he steals a train or something?
Yes.
The Taking of Pelham 123.
Yes.
Is that it? Yeah.
I definitely have heard of that title before. Yes.
I think I've seen
the main character who's in charge of the train station is like knocking on doors trying to find this last guy who was a part of the robbery, but he can't figure out who it is. This one guy was sneezing the entire time. So knocks on the door, investigates the guy's apartment, is walking out, the guy sneezes. He says Gazoon tight, closes the door, reopens it and is like, I know it was you. And that's how it ends. That's
That's funny. That's why Batman creeps up on him. Gazoon tight. Very Kevin Conroy a line to say, I think. He would be the one saying that. Okay, second story.
Yeah, so second story was the masterclass written by Bendis and art by David Marquez.
This was a cool story. I like this.
I did enjoy this.
I was like, damn, look how many there are. It's a whole family. I definitely don't know who's the I want to get her name. I have to go to the scene where who's the one in the
spoiler?
Purple? Yeah.
Spoiler. Yeah.
Yeah, who is that?
Stephanie Brown, she is Tim Drake's girlfriend.
Gotcha.
Yeah, she used to be Batgirl. Or I'm sorry, was she Robin?
She's been Robin and Batgirl, yeah.
Female Robin.
Yeah.
How progressive.
A couple of years back.
Yeah.
She died.
How progressive. Say it again.
Yeah, she faked her own death in War Games in like the mid 2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Leslie Tompkins? Yeah. She wanted to teach Bruce a lesson about being reckless. So she faked Stephanie's death.
Right.
It was, yeah.
I kind of like the costume.
Yeah.
I like what they did with the Batman and Robin Eternal storyline to bring her back in, but I guess I was kind of surprised they don't have Cassandra Cain in this.
Yeah, it's weird she's not in this story because she is back in Batman.
Yeah.
She showed up in the most recent issue.
What's her name again?
Orphan.
That's it.
Alias, yeah. And also, have you been reading Young Justice?
Yes.
Yeah, so Tim Drake's back in his Red Robin costume in this.
Yes, which, thank God, because Drake was just a weird name.
Yeah.
Yeah, Drake is a weird name.
He's back as Red Robin in Batman as well.
Red
it's like
Robin
Batman going around calling himself
reminds
Wayne.
me way too much of the restaurant, I feel like. Isn't
yeah,
that,
well, I think that's the joke here is that like he's got a weird name. Red Robin. They called him Duck at one point.
They all roll out.
Like in Young Justice, it's like, oh, I call myself Drake because it's like one of the most deadly birds. And it's like, no, it's a male duck.
Yeah, it is. I looked it up 5 times because I was like, there's no way. Then this is just
maybe he was bluffing, just seeing who would say.
Well, apparently, like the Batman editors were like, no, you have to change him back to Robin. Like Drake is a terrible alias. Like this backlash online has been crazy. You need to change it back.
The people aren't
down. Have an intervention with his name.
Yeah. Okay, so Red Hood shows up after everybody shows up. Right?
Let's just say they've all found this body on the roof, and they all sort of show up independently.
Yeah.
They just happen to all come
It
together.
all coinky dink.
Yeah.
Red Hood's though, he rolls up. He's like, everybody away from that. Of course, he thinks it's a trap. You know.
Yeah, he's like, there's 1,000 windows pointing down at us. We're in
And
a
then
kill box.
it's kind of funny. Yeah. He says kill box, and then hold on. Let me see.
Yeah, and then Batman shows up. Marquez's art is great.
It's so good. It's so crisp.
Yeah, it's crisp, it's clean, it's colourful.
I gotta say, like, I feel like I've noticed a pretty big change in how he draws jaws and craniums.
Yeah, he nailed
started
that.
experimenting a little bit with Civil War 2, and it's really become much more solid now.
Is that
even the
supposed-
cross-section style.
Is that's not the bat symbol on the moon? That's his or that's the shit
That's-
or like
yeah,
or not the
The
bat symbol in
Batman
the
flying
sky.
in front of the moon.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that. That's neat.
It was a really good touch.
Dude, he nailed the bat. It's awesome. Got him like a wax figure. It's cool. Let's
It's
see.
a bit of a weird scene though in art actually. On the 2-page spread where it's got the credits in the top left,
Uh-huh.
it looks like he's standing there looking at them. But then in the next panel he's like landing.
You
Well,
know, he
it looks
probably
like-
So is he just like
jumps-
falling perfectly
No, I think-
upright?
I think he just jumps off like it looks like he's standing on some like maybe that piece of the roof is tall.
Oh, okay. Oh,
and then
yeah.
he jumps down, you know,
Okay.
off of that. He's already done the
Yeah.
epic.
Now that
okay.
you pointed out, I kind of see it.
Yeah. It looks-
I mean, like,
Yeah,
even
they-
looking at some of the previous panels, I'm like, where would he be jumping from? It doesn't look like there's a high enough ledge for that. But hey, comics.
Yeah.
yeah.
I like how they did this dialogue boxing.
They
Really
sort
cool.
of break down all the clues, all that he's got on him.
But everybody's got their own little box. It's neat, you know? Like Robin.
Also, I've got
Red
a question.
Hmm.
When it says he had mints, cinnamon flavour, are mints just like a style of candy in America?
A mint can be a mint is probably just considered something that makes your breath smell nicer. So you can
Okay.
have many different flavors of mint. There is mint,
Okay.
like mint is a flavor, like in itself.
Yeah.
Like that, you know. But then there's also cinnamon, and you know, you don't chew Big Red, then fuck you, type shit. You know what I mean? Like all
Yeah,
these
because
different.
I'd only sort of call something mints if it was mint flavoured, and then anything else would just sort of be like flavoured candy, like whatever flavour it is.
No, but you don't have like Altoids, like where Altoids could be bubblegum flavored. You know what I mean? Like, have you ever heard of
I
that?
don't know what Altoids are.
Okay, all right.
Give me a
Just
second.
wondering. So, like, yeah, like they're literally a lifesaver. Have you ever had a lifesaver? They have like mint and candy flavored. You know?
Yeah, I'd just sort of refer to it by whatever flavour it was, like a cinnamon candy or
Okay, yeah, because we don't want to. I
like
guess
that, yeah.
it's funny. We don't. I feel like a lot of people don't refer to them like they're candy. They're like, oh, here's
Okay.
you need a mint. You know, like, but it.
Yeah. Okay.
Kind of, but I mean, there's also like the mint flavor paired with the cinnamon flavor. Wait, hang on. Weird question. Do you guys have the candies that are spicy and sweet at the same time?
I don't think we might
Yeah,
do.
like hot tamales.
Do you know what
like
it's
they're
called?
kind of spicy and sweet, like hot
I'm
tamales.
not even talking about that. I'm talking about Starburst, like spicy with like fruit flavors. That's a new thing.
I've
Okay,
never
but
had a
not-
spicy Starburst.
But does Starburst make a spicy version?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to try that. I've never tried that. I would like to try. Yeah. Dang, that's
I
cool.
think that they test it out in different areas. I mean, it's kind of like how they have like plop over in Norway, but they don't have anything like it whatsoever over here.
And what is plop?
But, like,
What is
it's just
plop?
like a little candy drops item. It's
Okay.
like something covered in candy.
Interesting.
Chocolate.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Cool. So go again, Sean. What was your question? You just wanted to know like whether it was just a mint or not. Yeah, it was just a mint that he was.
Oh
asking
yeah,
for.
I was just confused why they said it's mints and then it's not
Cinnamon.
mint flavored. But
No,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
If
So-
mints are just a style of candy, that's yeah.
I'm drinking my coffee. It's tea flavored.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, that's what it read like to me.
Let's see.
Yeah, Tim Drake's just like it was Killer Croc. Killer Croc did it.
Dude, that's
from
funny.
the get-go.
Shouldn't we
I
have
mean,
just?
he's the smart one.
Yeah, I was gonna say, shouldn't you just believe him? Because he is. Didn't Batman? Hasn't he admitted that Tim is like the
Yeah.
future of detective, you know, like
Yes.
he is like just like the dopest. Yeah, so that was cool that he led with that because it comes around nicely.
I mean, he just keeps bringing it up like through it. He's just like,
Yeah, it's Killer Croc.
they're going through like all the clues and what happened, and then Tim just interrupts. He's like, yeah, and then Killer Croc drops him here.
Dang. So then they go down to the parking garage. Pretty much, they see some chick. Oh, she doesn't run. I don't think she just like is like, he caught me.
Yeah, she's like got a bag packed and she's running, and they're just all there.
Killer Croc, boom,
And
arrives.
then she's like, "Oh, my boyfriend did it. It wasn't me." And then like you turn the page and Killer Croc's there. It's like, no.
I really, really, really like this. If this style of story with Bendis and Marquez were to continue in Detective Comics, I would read that all the time.
Yeah, it seemed really fun, and it also hit home though too. With,
Yeah.
like Croc always seems. I like when he's portrayed with like the, you feel for him or whatever. Like you know, like you feel because like there's times when he's the complete opposite where you're like he's almost. I forget what I'd seen it in, but he was almost just like a gangster and like
Yeah.
I think it was in Azzarello's Joker. You know, Croc's just like a gangster. He looks almost like a dude, just with some Croc skin. He doesn't really look that. He looked pretty monstrous in that. You know,
I mean, look at how crisp that is.
I know, that's nuts, dude. That was really good. That was a good panel. So how does he wrap this one up then?
They just apprehend Croc, and then Bruce tells them they're all good detectives.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah,
that's.
And I would like to point out this is, I think, the first time Nightwing's properly shown up in like 2 years.
That's cool.
Well, kind of.
He might have shown up,
but he was also in Batman '99. He actually Batman.
Yeah, he gave him the suit.
Yeah, out of the cape.
Yeah.
I just have this briefcase in my cape.
But yeah, like he still wasn't fully Nightwing there, whereas this is like Nightwing is Nightwing here.
Sure.
So
with Bendis, I mean, he's been writing Superman for a minute now, and something that he said in interviews has been he's noticed that he's felt like a personal change writing Superman. Like he feels like he's more calm. Like people cut him off in traffic, and he doesn't feel angry about it anymore. He just feels like he can let go of certain things. And the thing that he really enjoyed about Tom King's run was the wholesome kind of family connection that he developed with the Bat family. And I think that that's what was going on here, is that he was saying Batman doesn't just have to be this broken person, and like we shouldn't favor the storytelling of a broken person and say that that's masculinity or manliness, and like show that you can grow. I think that's a pretty good point, and I think that really captures it here.
Yeah,
I agree.
Maybe I should try writing Superman, and then I'd have less road rage.
Well, to be fair, what part of the UK are you in right now?
Fairly central, by Oxford and Birmingham.
Oh God, yeah, no wonder. If I were you, I'd be murdering people if I was in traffic.
Yeah, but like my town especially has lots of bad drivers, and yeah, I shout at them.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh.
But your guys is British shouting, British drive-bys, they're nothing. You know, they're just a shouting.
Yeah, well,
like,
I don't actually shout at them. Like they can't hear.
Yeah.
Like I'm just sat like in my car and I'm just shouting and calling them.
Yeah, letting
names.
them know what you think. All right, moving on to the next one. I was really
the next one is Many Happy Returns, written by Matt Fraction and art by Chip Zdarsky.
Nice. So
and this was brilliant.
Oh,
right off the bat, I love the year one, like in the beginning, because that kind of like that started me off like right away. I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, I like seeing that. So that's a cool panel too. That first panel, just saying, him jumping in the air across the moon, fucking Joker. They're blacked out. That's awesome art. That's cool. So Zdarsky, yeah, he's talented, man. So far, just from Stillwater #1, and this is my you know, this is what I got, and I like it. But
have I review read?
It's so good, and it's so simple.
Sorry?
But I mean,
Yeah, his art's very sort of cartoony and clean.
I know, that's why I like it. I
I
love that
think
shit.
he was a cartoonist for a newspaper before going into comics
He
That's
was.
cool.
or a
He was
magazine.
also a writer
Yeah.
on his paper.
Okay.
I even love the eyes of like Batman, what he sees. Like
Yeah.
the first present. Like that really, dude, he nailed the eyes, like, you know. And then like the blowback was awesome, you know? Like he's jumped the very bottom of that panel. He's fucking I was young. That's awesome. I can't
He's
wait.
really doing a lot of like I love you like letters to all the different like variations of DC Comics. Like if you look at what they did for year 4, month 2, I mean you've got the television Teen Titans underwater, and I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah. There were a few of
Yes.
those through here.
And then you've got
And like the
Batman.
year 4 month.
Well, it's funny because this was like,
Yeah.
you know, when you
year
do
4 month 7 is also like the Adam West Batman. It looks like in like the Cesar Romero clown.
this is like, once again, to reiterate, this is to pay homage to the 1,000th appearance of Batman, right? So this is a celebration. This is a celebration.
Yeah.
Now we have a bunch of different writing teams and everybody's celebrating. One of the writers comes along and he finds a way to celebrate the best by paying homage throughout every panel of all these different Batman appearances. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, it's almost like they're all kind of competing, not in a friendly way, to say who can pay the most homage. And I feel like this one pays so much homage, like just going through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And we should probably just say like the general story is every month Joker is giving Batman a birthday present.
Yeah, because pretty much we
without
can skip
fail once a month.
So now knowing that, I mean, I feel like we can skip to kind of like
it's building up, and he's like 16 hours until midnight, and I still haven't got my birthday present yet.
They're at the final day in the month, and they only have a couple hours left, and he still hasn't gotten his present. So
yeah, and we see him like 7 hours in. He's like got his mask off. He's like pulling his hair out because he's so stressed.
He can't figure.
Also, it's for Ben Affleck Batmobile he's using.
Yep.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, good call. Hey, nice, good call. I like that Superman though. That on the next panel.
If you see right there, that looks like
the Jared. Is the Jared one?
It reminds me of like the Batman Beyond one as well.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
The movie. Because that was what they did to Tim Drake, wasn't it? They were like torturing him, and you have Nurse Harley in the back.
Nice. Dude, but that bat,
like the memory
like, give me. He pretty much he loses it, and he can't take it anymore, and he's like, "Where is it?"
I just love the little picture of, it's on the one where year 11, month 5, and we have Bullock looking out, and he's like, "Boss," he's outside, and we just see Joker just stood in the street smiling, just waiting for him.
Nuts.
And that just the smile on his face.
Yep.
Yeah, but he's nailing all these faces, because honestly, he's playing. I like how he's playing with his negatives, like using black to his advantage. Like, I'm digging this dude a lot. Did he just write his Daredevil run? He didn't draw it as well?
He's only writing it right now. He's got
I like his art.
He's kind of appearing here and there, but the main artist, I'll have to look up. It escapes me right now.
Did you say Jorge Fornes?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Oh my god! I wish Jorge Fornes would do more Batman. It's.
He did a few issues with Tom King's Batman.
Yeah, he did do that annual issue and a couple here and there, but man, I just want to do it all the time. Then, so my perfect team would be Jorge Fornes, Chris Samney, and Alex Maleev doing Batman art.
The next,
That's a hell of a lineup.
Pretty much, he ends it with saying, "I'm the gift. It's me. You and me are going to be doing this forever, buddy."
But the best bit is when he's like, Batman's like, "Where is it?" And Joker's like, "Say it," and Batman screams, "Give me my birthday present."
I love it, dude. I love it. But he drew so.
Just the Batman screaming that at him is just so funny.
Give it to me, my
birthday. I think the Joker has probably taken off 20 years of Batman's life just through like sheer stress. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But then the last page is just Alfred stood there holding a little birthday cake.
Yep. It's nuts. That's awesome. But look at the
clock. It reminds me of the
clock ticked. It's like 1 past the hour.
Yeah, it's just past midnight.
Yeah.
But that's just awesome. The last panel, like Alfred holding the cake, reminded me of what was it? Whatever Happened to the Cape Crusader, where you had that story where Alfred became Joker.
Wow, good call. Okay.
Shit. Well, wait.
Like, I'm not saying that's what the story's trying to insinuate, but
No, but it could be
Yeah, it was
homage.
just a-
Homage.
Yeah.
You know? Homage.
Well,
Homage.
I mean, even the structure of that last panel is very clearly the same panel structure from the original first appearance of Batman, where he's sitting in his study and the bat flies through the glass and he says, "Father, I will become the bat."
Dude.
Also, the card he's holding is from Alfred because the envelope on the floor says Master Bruce.
Right.
Yeah, that's dope.
But yeah, this is probably my favorite story in the book.
Okay.
I really enjoyed most of them. The Bendis one, I'm not a huge Bendis fan, but I did enjoy that.
Yeah, I liked
But
Bendis'
this
one too.
is just
No, this one's I
this
don't know.
one's
There was
just so much fun, and there's just so much.
There was something really cool.
Yeah, like-
I'm a sucker for like the Joker and Batman.
When
so-
I'm reading books, a lot of time, like if it's got like a load of small panels where not much is happening, I'll skip over them. But with this, like I was looking at every single panel of the art, trying to see like little Easter eggs and stuff in there.
Sure.
And yeah.
Let's see. The next one's the Rucka one, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so
Okay,
the next one is Rookie, written by Greg Rucka and art by Eduardo Rizzo.
That Rizzo is exactly like the old. Well, I'm looking at it, and I'm like, yo, that reminds me of looking like the old guard. Just the coloring, the way the line.
It's a bit grotesque, heavy on blacks.
Yeah, he could have fooled me. You know, I swore it was them.
Rizzo did a story with Brian Azzarello back in the 600s issue of Batman. And I remember it very vividly being Batman's like pumping iron and he's cooking steaks. And he goes and hunts down the puppet master, Scarface. Mm-hmm. And Risso's art back then still like is in my mind now. And seeing it on here, I just I forgot how good this is.
Yeah, it's sweet. It's almost like tonal. I feel like 90s. I feel like I'm in the 90s in some fashion. Like it's like totally like put me into an era or something. Absolutely. This is actually not, and I don't mean like 90s style comic art. I mean like he's brought me to the 90s, like this that just like his, you know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to say he's trying to copy 90s style comic art. I'm saying he's like just that. It feels like Napoleon Dynamite, like you know, it's like it's in a dated set. Like it's cool. It's got
it reminds me of a
really good reference.
Yeah, that's all I could pull out, like the weird, you know, like weird shit. So.
I'd say it reminds me a bit of Kelly Jones art as well, how it's sort of got the sort of grotesque, dark style.
Post
like
one in the
chat, it's not super similar, but I see like a little bit of the similar style with the shading.
By the way, off topic, I just looked it up. I'm putting it in the chat. It's Marco Cicchetto.
Oh my god, this story was really good too. So this one is pretty much about a girl who's training to be in the GCPD. She gets in, she works her ass off, she's busting ass. She realizes that everybody is a piece of shit, and like all of the people she's working with.
Everyone's corrupt.
Jim Gordon gives like this amazing like you know speech, you know, to talk about like honor and code and you know your job as a police officer, but then it all pretty much you know gets thrown out the window once you realize that you're surrounded by corruption, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then she doesn't.
Well, right now.
What is it?
I was saying that it's topical right now, and Rucka has said very openly that he's very disappointed in the Portland Police Department, where he lives with Bendis.
Yeah,
and
dang. So wait, Portland's where a lot of it's going on, right? Isn't that where like a lot of the rioting and stuff's going on? Damn, that sucks. Yeah. He's in the wrong spot. Yeah, he's in that's a very, I could see that rubbing off on him and wanting to write about that. It's cool.
There's a lot of authors that live in Portland. You got Matt Fraction, Brian Michael Bendis, Greg Rucka.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot. Kelly Sue DeConnick, she's married to Matt Fraction.
Yeah, she's married to Fraction.
Which, by the way, her story in this is good too.
So she tries to snitch, but she tries to, you know,
say
shit.
Her partner like beats a guy up, steals his money, and gives her a cut as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She doesn't though. She doesn't falter, right? And the Bat shows up and sees what the bad cops have done. That's like right, and then
yeah.
Oh, and then that was so cool because Commissioner says that same shit. That there's like a reoccurring theme the whole time. Like, rookie, listen here, rookie. This is what you do, rookie. And then she's like, we're gonna keep an eye on you, rookie.
She goes and talks to the lieutenant and complains.
Yep. pretty much gets the rookie. Get out of here, rookie. Yeah.
And she opens her locker and there's like a gutted rat in there.
Yeah.
Yep. Which is a real thing that happens very often in the police forces. There was something that actually was founded in Florida where it was a pile of dead rats stuffed in someone's locker. Yeah.
Like,
shit's crazy.
Yeah. I don't get it. There's power problems, power problems. It's weird. We need a Batman.
Yeah,
that's what we need.
Your country's police
Oh yeah.
hierarchy is
No, it's grotesque. We
have to remember, it's a fraternal order. It's a frat. It's a group of people who've made a code, like a union, a bond. I hate that shit. I don't like groups. I don't do groups of people.
I hate to. Well, forgive me, but I'm just gonna tell you guys about this. Do you guys know about where the first American police force was founded on?
No.
Slave patrols.
Yeah.
That's what the star for the sheriff's department was for. Slave patrols. That's what the KKK used to wear when they would go and capture slaves that ran away.
What a shame.
I can't say I'm surprised.
Yeah, no. It seems to fit the bill. Like, a lot of people plead ignorance, but I see it. You can see it everywhere you go. You can see it the way that people, you read about it's kind of funny that my buddy, I think, has a DUI. He wasn't allowed to become a police officer, because of that. It was but you can have as many offenses as you want as a police officer and just go to a different location. Yeah, that's weird. That's weird to me. I'm like, nah, I don't you should have no offenses. It
gets even worse. When you look at some of the stuff they can get away with. I mean, there's states where a police officer can just say to a judge, she consented to my sexually assaulting her, and that's it.
Right. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, because I've heard it's legal to have sex with people you've arrested while they're in custody.
Which is
some states,
or not legal. Yeah, but yeah.
What world do I
it's
live
not legal,
in?
It's like a loophole.
I'm in such a weird fucking world. I'm like, dude, I'm about you got honor, code, dignity, and you do that and you're good. You can do whatever you want. You don't hurt nobody, But I see so many weird things, weird rules and laws where I'm like, that doesn't even need to be said. No, you don't. Is that even?
Yeah, where does it even have to exist? You just have to exist to be look, I just want to make sure I'm doing a morally good thing.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Yeah,
so weird. All right, onward to the next story.
So,
and who's the?
Now we
who's
just finished this one off.
Oh.
We didn't get to the ending of this one.
Uh-huh. Oh,
so she's at a murder scene and the police officer plants a gun.
Yes.
And then
the bat.
I think it's Montoya. That's I think was it Montoya and I can't remember who the other one is, but are they the ones who show up?
I don't know if it's Montoya because
I remember that name getting dropped though.
It reminds me of.
I don't think that's her.
Yo, Ty, you're.
It reminds me of Montoya and Alan from Gotham, the TV show.
Your hot take on the Dark Knight. We'll talk about that one of these podcasts. Well, I love it, dude, because I'm kind of there with you. I get it. So it's funny. We'll get into that one day.
Yeah. So. Well, yeah. Anyway, some non-corrupt officers show up, and this rookie tells on the others. And one of them pulls out his gun and goes to shoot them, but the batarangs fly in.
Boom.
Yeah. And long story short, Gordon offers her a job on the major crimes unit.
Yeah, which is dope. That was cool. So pretty much sticking to your guns, doing the right thing, got her the promotion. She put in the hours, the bullshit.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. Onward to the next one.
Okay, the next story is Ghost Story, written by James Tynan IV and art by Riley Rosmo.
It was interesting.
Yeah, so this deals with Batman and Robin teaming up with Deadman.
Yep.
To investigate Dr. Phosphorus, was it? Or have I just made that up?
Yes. And...
What's his name? Something Boston Brand? What's his name?
Yes.
Boston Brand.
Yeah, he's funny. He's a weird character. Kind of a goof.
Yeah, I think Riley Rosmo's art really suits his style, the ghosts and stuff.
Oh, I loved when
I think Batman looks a bit wonky in some panels, but the ghosts and stuff all look really good.
I kind of like
Yeah, but I think the Robin, like if you look at Robin's face too, he looks weird too on some panels. It's almost like that's just that you're in that theme right now of his. It's kind of like it's like almost it's off. I think it's an interesting
Spectre Collector, not Doctor.
Oh, Spectre Collector.
Dude,
Okay.
that first panel with Ghost Story and the names, and then you have like Dead Man over top of Robin. You know, like that's sick. That is just awesome art. Like to do it because I've seen it. Lee Bermejo do it in Batman Damned. I think Dead Man keeps appearing and shit throughout that. Yes. Yeah, and like that's cool. But that was really that was like a hyper realistic take on it. I like this cartoony take. It's neat.
Sure.
Keeps sucking it out of the bodies, going into Batman, giving him the red eyes.
Throughout the story, there's like another story going on of Martha talking to Bruce about ghosts,
right?
And how like he asks her if when they die will they become ghosts, and she says, "Yeah, they'll be ghosts, and they'll always be with him," kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's kind of stupid considering like it's Batman. I mean, his entire basis is him having PTSD about his parents, so like the ghost haunts him forever. I think that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
The birth child.
I was kind of surprised by this one just because Tynian's writing Batman right now, and I guess I was expecting something to tie into the main story a little bit more, but I actually really
or even something a bit more special, because in the Detective Comics 1000 he retold Dick Grayson's origin, didn't he? Or he did some. I remember like they did the whole like swearing by the candle thing.
Yeah, you know what? That was Tynian. You're right.
Yeah, and then in the Green Lantern 80th, he retold Alan Scott's origin.
Okay.
So I was just expecting something a bit. Sorry.
James Tynian wrote that one? I thought that was... No, you're right. And then... Oh, right.
That was like Tynian with Gary Frank on art.
Oh, man, that was surprisingly really, really, really like off the wall good.
Yeah. So I was expecting this to be a bit more something in continuity, like whether modernizing a character or something, or
especially fitting the theme, like how it's writing characters. Yeah.
Yeah, it was still a fun story, but it just wasn't as important as the ones he's written in the other books.
So he's kicking ghosts. What? They're just kicking ghosts out of people, like, or that's this thing's claiming ghost souls and becoming stronger, right? Isn't that what's happening?
Yes.
It's absorbing.
So
the portals are absorbing the ghosts.
They took off his fucking harnessing gloves, which is cool. I liked Batman when he was holding those fucking things. He kind of looked like a Doctor Strange, you know, or like a. It's like he went mystical Batman.
Yeah.
And then I guess, what did he do? Release them all?
Yeah, he freed them all.
Dead Man offers. He offers.
Yeah, Dead Man offers him to see the parents, and Bruce is basically like, "I already know whether they're out there."
Right.
Yep.
Thanks.
Which is cool. And then they G. Willikers their way out of there. You know, G. Williker Batman. Yeah, so that was a good story. I liked it. I thought it was fun. I thought it was just a fun story. I thought the art really kind of helped it too, you know, because it was nice to, I don't know, that Dead Man, like I said, in the Batman Damned, he just keeps kind of like coming and going and getting sucked out of bodies because he can't maintain and I really think the story of Batman Damned is really like, it starts off with you kind of just like, I think it's supposed to be a trippy story of whether you don't know if he's dead or not the whole time. So like,
yes.
Yeah, it's like, so it's confusing to begin with, like in a sense, you know, so Boston Brand in that wasn't the same as he was in this, even though they're the same character. I really liked his, like, he's hopping in and out. It's just interesting. And they did a good job. I like how he takes up Batman, but I'm pretty sure he takes Batman. Doesn't Batman kick him out of his head in this one?
Yeah, well, he kicks him out of his head and Robin's head. And then fly off. Yeah. I like that Tynian has caught the voice of these characters so well in this. I feel like he's really started to get a stronger idea of what these voices sound like to him in his head when he's writing them.
Yeah, getting a sound grip of it. So what's the next one, Sean?
This one is 4, written by Kelly Sue DeConnick and art by John Romita Jr.
Yeah. This is the level of John Romita Jr. that I absolutely love.
Yeah, I mean, it's hardcore. The first page is hardcore. Can't believe there's that many lines.
It's it's better than what he's been doing in Action Comics recently.
I feel like he's been rushing in Action Comics, and this he clearly took a lot more time. There's a lot more thought into this. I mean, he said before he's wanted to do a lot of Batman stories.
This fucking douchebag.
It's still not as good as his 90s stuff and like some of the other stuff I've seen, but it is an improvement on some of his recent stuff.
Okay.
He's like, Wayne, you're late. And Wayne's like, you're lucky I showed up at all. He's like, you're making excuses. I don't make excuses. I make deals. I'm like, this fucking jackass wears his hat backwards. All right, let's go. So, yeah, it's they're playing golf in the rain, talking over a deal. He wants to buy something that Wayne has, right? Wayne doesn't want to sell it. And then they keep cutting to like panels of Batman doing the bat stuff.
It's kind of that he's trying to get him to buy something. It's kind of more like he's trying to buy the property, and he's trying to like expand his business, and he uses intimidation tactics to do so. Yeah. But the thing
he doesn't know who he's intimidating. He has no clue who he's intimidating.
So this is a kind of a thing I don't really see as very often in a lot of the Batman comics. Is like Bruce Wayne is not supposed to be an intimidating character. Right. Like he's supposed to just be the prissy rich boy, and this really captures like that facade he presents to himself, and I really liked that in this.
Yeah, I thought it was dope. It's in the rain, and he's got a floating umbrella over his head. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like he's not getting wet. Meanwhile, he's breaking through glass as Batman.
Yep. Which I really appreciated. He's even wearing gloves, like golfing gloves.
Yeah.
Little details.
Exactly, yeah. Doesn't he flub the ball too? Yeah, he flubs it. You know, it doesn't go anywhere the first time.
Yep.
Then he gets shot.
I totally missed that.
Yeah, he like flubs the hit. Yeah. The guy's like, discipline. And then he gets shot. And then we come back to Batman. He's shot in the head. That was cool. I was like, damn, that must have pissed him off. Because you know how much like that probably it gave him a good concussion or some shit hitting him that hard. He gets up, he beats the shit out of that guy. I just love that shit. It's crazy. That's Batman's my dude. And this guy keeps trying to pitch his opportunity, blah, blah. He's talking about how many people he has in his pocket, blah, blah. Which I'm only going blah, blah because he's a douchebag. It's really well written. It's definitely well written. This is a great, I like this one a lot. Looks like...
Kelly Sue DeConnick is one of those authors that I really wish people would give more chances because she's top-notch level author, and I don't think she gets enough credit for what she does.
I liked it. It was really good.
I think the only thing I've read by her is her Aquaman run that's currently going on.
I love that.
So I know she did Captain Marvel that was well received, and Pretty Deadly, was that her? Or was it Bitch Planet?
That one as well.
Was it both? Yeah. I've heard good things, but I just never got around to reading any of them.
Bitch Planet is really fitting for
Bitch?
right now.
Did you say Bitch Planet?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yes, bitch.
It's a feminine sexploitation story, kind of like paying tribute to the 1970s. Like,
yeah, that's hilarious. I love that. I haven't even seen it. I have never seen it come up in any of my things. Yeah. I'll have to look that up.
Prison Planet. You got to check it out.
Yeah, that sounds hilarious. Okay, great.
Her Aquaman run's been started off good. When it tied into the Year of the Villain stuff in the middle, it sort of lost me a bit. But
really, I've heard the opposite. That people are like, it started off slow, but it started to really start like.
I was really into the first arc because it was dealing with like different gods of the sea and stuff, and it was cool.
Was it living gods or were they dead gods? I'm just wondering.
They were like forgotten gods, like ones who had stopped being worshipped centuries ago.
I like that shit.
But then when it tied into the Year of the Villain stuff, like Black Manta showed up in like a skyscraper tool mecha suit, and it was just sort of a bit.
Okay, I think I'm going to buy that like right now.
Yeah, he wants to check it out. Nice. You sold it, Sean. You got to get the,
It's pretty good. I need to catch up. I'm like 4 issues behind maybe, but it's solid.
I like, if we're going back to this, I like after he beats the shit out of the kid, he finds out where he goes into the GC, or it's some kind of
that image of him holding the kid bleeding out of his nose is such a Ramita image.
That's crazy.
That reminds me of like his 90s Daredevil stuff and like Kick-Ass.
He ends up grabbing the cop, throwing him against the wall, yelling at him, "You swore an oath." It's cool. He rips his fucking badge off.
You think he even gets some of his jacket into there?
Yeah, he just grabbed. He's like he didn't pull his heart out with him, you know, like
You know, sometimes I always notice that artists and writers like leave little Easter eggs in like the numbers and everything. So I'm gonna look up these numbers and see if they mean anything right now. So continue on.
Yeah, sure. He so then all of a sudden it stops raining and Bruce is like, looks like it's my day, you know. Pretty much I think what the guy made the final threat, right? He pretty much like tried to he threatened him with blackmail or some shit.
Yeah, the guy tried to incriminate him.
Right. And then he's like, I got it, Bruce. Figuring, you know, guy tries to run, he throws the club at him. They zip tie him, which is a nice touch. You know, the zip tie instead of the cuffs. That's, you know, they've been zip tying people lately instead.
Yeah, I like the scene where he like threw the golf club.
Oh yeah,
and
that's a cool shot of trying to showcase a spinning golf club. You know, that's a cool shot of that. Oh yeah, and then he's like, oh, and this guy's talking about lazy, all this shit, and then he's like, were you headed home? He's like, nah, my day's about to start. Got work to do. It's just like, you know, there you go.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Okay, and then the next story is Odyssey, written by Marv Wolfman, and art by Emanuela Lupacchino.
This was such a good story.
I really like this. I feel like Wolfman's been
what an aesthetic,
hit or miss
dude.
the last few years.
What an aesthetic.
This was solid.
In the very beginning, that is a vintage. I don't know how they, you know, how you go about trying to pull off that vintage look.
Yeah, it's really got like a brown sepia.
Yeah. And not even a sepia though. It also feels like it's an aged photo. You know, like it's got the sepia effect, but it feels aged, almost like it's been sitting for, you know, 100 years, some shit like that.
Interesting. So I just looked up Batman 151, and that is the Bill Finger story, Batman's new secret identity. So maybe it's a paying tribute to Bill Finger? Who knows?
Dude, they do that number. Yeah, there's a bunch of companies or like production studios, houses and shit that do the number game. They're always paying tribute to whatever they have. Like I know Pixar does their weird number shit and all their.
Oh yeah, they do.
Yeah, there's always
the feel of them.
Exactly. Yeah, it's cool when they do that stuff. It's like, but they're like Riddler trophies. Sometimes I don't feel like going for them. You know.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Fucking Batman.
Where has Mark Wolfman been? You were right. He hasn't been around very much.
He typically does like, I'm pretty sure he did a story in the Superman or Action Comics 1000 and Batman 1000.
You know what? He did Cyborg for a minute back in Rebirth.
Oh yeah, he did. He took over right when it was ending and only got like 3 issues out, even though he'd written like 8 of them.
Yeah, weird.
What's going on here, Sean? If you can run us through this one quicker. It's not that I want to. It's pretty much that. What they're on a boat and.
Sorry, I was just replying to a message. Yeah, so it starts off with them on the Odyssey ship, and it's sort of like the Titanic. It's like a big ship with all these rich people on it.
Mm-hmm.
But then, what is his name? It's not Alan Wayne. It is Patrick Wayne.
Yeah, Patrick.
So Thomas's father, and he's like, "Oh, I've just received word from Gotham. My son has been born, Thomas."
Yes.
So he takes off in this helicopter thing, but then a Ferris airplane ends up crashing into them allegedly.
So now are we canon? I don't know if this is canon. I don't know. I'm just wondering. So, I guess
it's not canon.
Right. I was almost gonna say that Thomas Wayne was an orphan then, but no, he still had a mother, but he didn't have a father, which is, you know, a big portion.
No, his dad escaped. His dad got on the helicopter and left.
Okay, there we go. Gotcha. Dang.
The thing that was good about this is that they kind of brought back the theme of Batman being a detective, and this felt like a detective story.
Oh wait, you're telling me
this
that
felt
was
like a 70s story.
Plane that crashed into the Odyssey? That wasn't his plane coming back for some reason.
I
don't know.
Plane?
For some reason, I thought it was him, and he was like,
"It looks like it."
I think he's like,
"It really does look like it."
Let me see,
but it doesn't specifically say it.
Right here. Oh yeah, I guess you're right. It says thank you, well done again. Odyssey. This is
because the plane that crashed into him is a Ferris airplane.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, because like, why would it come back so Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's going in one direction to fly to Gotham. There's like no reason for him to come back. But it says Odyssey, move. You gotta move out of the way. If you don't, if you can't. I don't know.
Yes, then it cuts to modern day with Bruce giving an interview about his grandfather and the Odyssey ship and
why he's invested in this, in this project, right?
Yeah. And he talks about how the Nazis were stealing art and
yeah. And he takes them all out on a boat. He's got the whole crew.
Oh no, it wasn't the plane that Patrick was flying, because he mentions that his grandfather felt responsible that everyone died in his care.
Dang.
And he financed yearly salvage expeditions to try and locate it.
Right. Okay.
Which Wayne Enterprises continue to this day.
So they all go out on the boat, but all of a sudden Bruce gets sick, or gets sick.
Yeah.
He
because it's Batman's time to shine.
Exactly. And we have one scumbag? Is that what's happening, or are they all scumbags?
I think it's just one.
Yeah, like
the one that's already got his helmet on.
Yes.
Because one of them was tied up in the ship.
Right.
I believe, yeah.
And what did they do?
So they get in there, that they were locked in. And they say it was deliberate attack.
Damn, dude. That'd be freaky. Dude swinging an underwater wrench? Are you kidding me? So he's making his way back up because he's got the map now. He's like, fuck them, They're all gonna
this
die.
is where
I'm gonna get out of here.
Finding treasures and art.
Batman's there waiting for him. He fights him.
Yeah.
Then he pulls out the gun. Is this the guy who was tied up? Is that supposed to be the guy who was tied up? Like, who ends up choking him out? Guy's got the gun on Batman.
No, this was the main one who was leading the expedition, I believe.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was a solid story.
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed it.
The art was very stylized, like the 70s, I felt.
This is good, though. This is good. They found the Odyssey, right? That's the whole thing. They found it.
Oh, it was inked by Sienkiewicz, so that's where it sort of gets the style from.
Hey, honestly, man, I gotta meet him someday. He's such a crazy inker. I don't understand how he does it.
Oh, and the colours were by Jordi Belair as well. So this had a solid team on it.
A really good team.
I couldn't have imagined Sienkiewicz's art ink style with Lupacino's pencils, because they're very different styles. But it really... Sorry?
I said dramatically, I agree. It's very dramatic difference.
Yeah, so it's cool the way it sort of... They have complemented each other quite well and do look very 70s. And the colours as well. It all does come together to be like a modern 70s style artwork.
And it just feels like... I wish I could figure out. I guess like dipping your toes in the water of old comics in a way.
Yeah. And I feel like having Wolfman on there as well, like a veteran from like the 60s, 70s, 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because he was the guy who did Crisis. I mean, he's the big reason why a lot of the standards for DC are the way today.
Yeah. Didn't he create Teen Titans as well in the 70s?
Yeah.
Did he create Wally West? Or am I thinking of... Yeah, he created Deathstroke and put Wally West.
Nice.
Did he?
That's dope.
I can't remember.
Was it Wally West?
He needs to be utilized.
Oh no, Wally West was John Broome and Carmen Infantino. Never mind. Yeah,
do you think
Deathstroke and Teen Titans.
Do you think Pattinson will get a Deathstroke? Like, that would be cool. I would love it. I think Pattinson looked pretty brutal. Like, he looked like so. I would like to see Deathstroke live action. So I think he's.
Well, he was at the end of
Batman. Showed up in. It was Justice League.
Okay.
Played by Joe Manganiello, whatever his name is.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I think I remember.
And
like,
he was going to be.
He just kind of showed up. He was just wearing the mask, right? That was all the scene was. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he was going to be in the Batfleck movie, but that didn't happen.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Dang.
Okay, so the next story, Detective 26,
which is great.
written by Grant Morrison, and art by Chris Burnham.
Wait, what did you say this was? What did you said it was? Oh, Detective 20C.
26.
Yeah, 26. I see it. Okay.
I'm just seeing if this character showed up before. Did we get a name?
He existed in Earth X. But the Silver Ghost is paying tribute to the original name of the Rolls-Royce model from the 1940s, I believe. So that's what this is supposed to be in reference to. It's mostly a big love letter, like almost all of Grant Morrison's stories, to the Silver Age of comics.
Yeah, I was expecting this to be a retelling of a story from Detective Comics 26.
Me too.
Yeah, so I'm surprised it was a relatively, that it wasn't. But it's
because of the way it gradually moved along and kind of took the idea of what the modern concept of a superhero origin looks like.
Yeah.
And kind of poking fun at it, but also being I really love this.
Did he?
And it's also about these not Caped Crusaders, but these detectives, masked detectives with their gadgets and grappling hooks and stuff, and how they react to a proper superhero coming onto the scene. And I can't remember who it was, but someone mentioned that someone on Reddit points out there was a cameo from a character from something on that page where all the detectives on the rooftop.
I'm looking at it right now and I don't know.
No, I can't remember who. It wasn't someone I knew, but people on Reddit were pointing out and making a big deal. Is that Green Hornet in the top center?
That kind of looks like it, but I don't think Green Hornet used a gun, did he?
I don't know. Also, potentially looks like Rorschach on the left.
Yeah, I see him.
But it probably won't be. It's probably just a similar trench coat and stuff.
Right.
Oh, actually, is that the one at the front? Is that the Grey Ghost from Batman Animated Series?
It's possible.
Maybe.
I'm trying to remember what his... Yeah, it is.
It's all about that homage, you know what I mean? So,
yeah.
I could see it. Yeah, it was good. So what was going down in this?
Yeah, so it's all just about the Silver Ghost, this new detective who's sort of become a bit like a vigilante.
But then
he was a private investigator and then decided he needed to... I can't remember.
But then the Batman shows up, and then he's pretty much like, well, fuck, right? Isn't that?
Yeah, he's scoping out this warehouse where these criminals are. And then while he's there watching and scoping out, the first Batman story happens in front of him, which is, I can't remember what it was called, Case of the Criminal Syndicate or something.
This is where the Joker's made, right? And isn't that supposed to be like the Joker falling into the pit, or no? Is that not Ace Chemical?
It might be.
It's just
Ace Chemical. But in the first appearance of Batman, the first thing he does is he takes down a mob boss directly like this.
Oh,
okay. Even the part where he says a fitting end.
Yeah. The case of the criminal syndicate. I can't say that right. The case of the chemical syndicate.
Okay.
So he pretty much packs.
My brain kept wanting to say criminal, but it's chemical.
He after he saw what Batman did, he was like, well, all right, I'm done, right?
Yeah, he's like, yeah.
He
gives up.
Yeah, that was it. And then the bat symbol is kind of like in the light. That's cool off the window.
There's a thing in here that if you guys haven't watched the Bill Finger documentary yet, on the second to last page, where the Silver Ghost is sitting on his knees and holding his head. All of the background designs are all of the original designs that Bob Kane made for Batman before Bill Finger came in.
Okay. I recognize the wings, the black and white drawing.
Mm-hmm. He originally was going to have a domino mask and wear a red jumpsuit as well. And then
I've seen the pictures. Yeah, it looked terrible.
Oh, it was awful. It was a terrible idea.
Red outfit. Yeah. But it was a fun story.
And the next one was called...
The next one is Legacy, written by Tom King and art by Walter Simonson.
Now, is this the Walter Simonson who did the Thor run?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, I really like the art. Yeah.
Tom King is a really big fan, so this was like a dream for him.
Dude, his art has changed immensely. Like, from that fucking Thor run to this, like, I was like, what? That's crazy. Yeah, because we were talking about the formula. Like, you had to stick to the formula, you know? And I just feel like now this is Walter Simonson, rather than what I saw when I read that.
This ties into Batman Annual 2, where we see Batman die of cancer.
I'm dying.
Written by Tom King.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this is all Batman fighting. This was Dr. Phosphorus, wasn't it?
Yeah,
yes.
Was it?
I remember this, but I'm blanking on it.
I knew he showed up in this issue, that's why I thought it was him earlier. Yeah, so Batman versus Dr. Phosphorus, and Phosphorus basically told him, you have to fight me one-on-one, no gadgets, no armor, no protection, no anything, otherwise I'll go nuclear and destroy Gotham.
Whoa. So this is where he catches the radiation then?
Yeah, this is where
fighting.
he caught his cancer from.
Dang.
Yeah, because Bruce isn't going to let anything happen to Gotham.
Yep. That's badass. Takes him into the river, right? They fight off the bridge. He falls. I love those falling colors and everything, the splash. It's really good.
This was probably the story I enjoyed the least in here.
Okay, I respect that. I think the thing with Tom King is that he's very big on prose in some ways. Like, I feel like he's trying to tell a story without directly telling the story, but instead is going to tell a story on top of another story, but you have to read the subtext of the story. You know what I mean? Yeah,
I get what he's trying to do, but just, I don't know. I just didn't enjoy this one as much.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, like, Tom King's run with Batman for the first like half of it, I thought I was in love with, but the second half, I was like, I'm okay.
I've seen some things about like the first half and been like, wow, it sounded awesome, and then so many people tell me that it faltered, and I was like, damn, because the first beginning sounded so cool.
I didn't even have a problem with it after Wedding, because I still think the 12 issues after Wedding were good enough.
Yeah,
like you had the Cold Case Mr. Freeze story, which was brilliant. Then you had the stuff setting up Bane, where it was like, there was the stuff with Penguin, and then Nightmares happened, which was really where it sort of lost its way.
I like that.
And then, I mean, for me, I really loved the Mitch Gerrard's. Is it Gerrard's or Garrett's?
I say Garrett's.
That
I don't know that way.
I really like that issue, the one with Professor Pig. I loved that.
Yeah,
I like Professor
individually,
Pig. Cool.
I think the issues were solid in Nightmares, but it was just doing nothing for 8 issues. And
dude,
then it came back, and I still kind of enjoyed the stuff where it was like Bruce and his father in the desert trying to find this special Lazarus pit to bring Martha back. And I saw it going in a way where, because Bruce's father is alive, they're going to bring his mother back. It's going to get him to a point where he can move past his parents' death and set up a new status quo for the character. But then it didn't do that. And instead, City of Bane happened, which was just terrible.
I thought that it was done in a way that felt like there was so much focus on telling a side story rather than just directly telling the story itself, which can work really well sometimes, but that just kind of felt like it didn't really apply very well. I know for a fact that a lot of it has to do with Warner Brothers kind of like forcing the hand, like the killing.
Yeah, they forced Alfred to die.
Exactly.
And they also cut the final 15 issues of his run. Because
that's gonna be
why? Like, what is the motivation?
getting your
whole, they gave him Batman Catwoman, which is gonna cover some of it, but I assume it's got to be different to what the final 15 issues were going to be.
Yeah.
That last panel for the Walter Simonson, yeah, that last panel looks really cool. It's and like his monologue that he gives is actually like I too think it was one of the weaker stories. I love the art of it. I like how Batman he looked like he was drawn, and like it's dope. It looks like it's not like the Jorge Jimenez Batman, and like with the and a couple of the Batman that I've seen in this issue, they all kind of have the structure, but there's panels on here where he kind of looks different and shit. I thought it was cool. But this last page is awesome. Even the paneling with the bat symbol like in the middle, and just his monologue about how he's like, "Are you gonna ask me why?" He says no. I'm like, that's like so Rorschach, you know? And I'll whisper no. Like, fuck you, dude. You're not gonna get that satisfaction out of me. That's awesome.
Yeah, so then the next story is, as always, written by Scott Snyder and art by Ivan Reis.
Dude, this art's pretty cool.
Yeah, this art was
pretty.
Reis was bringing his A game with this.
Yo, that Batman in the sky look, amazing. You know that symbol in the sky on the first page?
Yeah,
that's awesome, dude. And like Batman has like almost like he's ghosting. It's awesome.
Ivan Reis is still my favorite DC artist of all time.
He's definitely one of mine.
I'm going through it like, what the fuck?
Like, his Aquaman stuff is great. I can't remember what else he's done, but I have seen him pop up here and there.
Can you tell me what he's doing in the second page, the first of the panels, not of the splash in the back, that top panel where he's got his hand out and he's like, what's he doing?
Oh, he's riding a rocket.
No, but
wait,
like,
you mean after the gargoyles?
Yeah, after the gargoyles. Yeah, where he's got his hand out and he's like,
I think he's using some bat blocker thing, because if you read the caption box, yeah, because it
bat blocker
disrupted the hologram thing on the gargoyles.
That was cool.
Yeah, so this whole story is basically Gordon's point of view of Batman saving the world.
Yeah, this was cool. That was neat. Gone before he finished the sentence, you know? Like, just how he is. And this is a Batman who's tired, too, because he went from, like, I think in the panel prior, too, it says, like, I have to go, he said. Yeah. He hasn't shaven. You know what I mean? Like, this is a Batman who's gone probably past the night. And then
it's nearly dawn as well, so
yeah.
They're waiting for sunrise, and then he got a call from Justice League saying they're in trouble. And basically the sun was extinguished, I believe it was.
Oh my god, yeah, that's fucked up. But it was cool how you got, I don't know if all of this was true, but it said like after a year we'll be sub something or whatever, you know? We'll be...
Yeah, I didn't do the math, but I assume someone did.
Yeah, we're hoping. We'll just, let's assume, that's fine.
Can we last a year without the sun?
I don't fucking think so. Get the fuck out of here. Like, I need it, if it goes up behind a cloud, I think I'm gonna die, you know? Like, I enjoy the fucking sun.
But yeah, they go and fight Darkseid, they go and fight the Anti-Monitor, they fight Brainiac, all trying to...
Look at the bat suit he's wearing, though. Like,
trying to find some way of fixing
it. That's still Batman fighting Darkseid, right?
That's the Hellbat suit, which was in Tomasi's Batman and Robin run.
It's such a badass suit, dude. That's so cool. But then I have to say, the suit, who's he fighting in the third panel? Brainiac?
Brainiac, yeah.
Yeah. What suit is that? He's got like a fucking Templar, fucking, it's like full metal. I guess, because he's in space? Is that why?
Yeah.
He's in space. Okay, so he's got like a space suit. Okay, cool.
I mean, this is Snyder, so it is taking that craziness of comic booky goodness and then just cranking it up to an 11.
Dude, he writes a lot. Like he writes a lot of dialogue, like or just like panel with like so much work.
But I think this is one of my favorite things I've read by him in a while. Actually, I'm enjoying Undiscovered Country.
Yeah, that's cool.
I think this is one of his best DC things he's done in a while.
You're reading Undiscovered Country?
He's frozen.
Yeah, hell yeah. Awesome. That's good, because we're reading that.
Cool.
So that's hell yeah. I'm excited to talk about that. I think the next one's next week. So dope. All right, so what's going on? They fight them all.
And then like they say, like the Justice League Dark is trying to reignite the sun, they fail. Superman uses cosmic technology to try, the Green Lanterns will try, and no one can do it. And then Batman comes up with a machine to reignite it because he has to.
Dude, when he lands
and he goes and meets
on the roof again, that's a great landing. That's one of the best landings I think I've ever seen.
He's like diving from space.
Yeah. Yeah, it's sick.
And you even see like him pulling up in the previous panel in the reflection on the bat signal. You see him like pulling up as he goes in for the glide and the landing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then he's talking to Jim, and what do they say? Like, he still says like, wait. Yeah. He tells him about the machine. That's what he does, right?
Yeah.
And then he
And
just
they're like
smiles.
in his hands
like,
with some blueprints to something unfathomable.
Yeah. Let's say.
And yeah, I really like that story.
Yeah,
And the
that's a
art
good
was
one.
next level.
So then you go to a couple of panels of artwork. The Lee Bermejo one, like it's not
That's
like my.
so good.
It's funny because like that's why I have a like I think Alex Ross is an amazing artist. I think Bermejo is an amazing artist. It's weird to see them in the actual paneling rather than on just like a cover. So like when I see that, I'm like, dude, that's dope. I don't know if I want it in a panel though. You know what I mean? Like I'm totally
Depends on how it's done. Because like if you've got a Kingdom Come scenario, then I mean it works flawlessly.
Yeah.
And then like Batman Damned scenario, I think it works really well.
Did you read Joker, the Bermejo Azzarello Joker, the prior?
I haven't had the chance to yet.
It's cool. It's like the prior to Batman Damned. It's really interesting.
Okay.
It literally is like I was blown away. Like this is awesome. I like the artwork in this next book. Who is it?
Yeah, so the next one is Generations Fractured, which was originally going to be one of the
one shots,
or at least part of the Generations one shots leading into 5G.
Yeah.
So they've reworked this for something else, which we will find out more of in 2021 when the story really kicks off.
Yeah.
Yeah, Generations Fractured, written by Dan Jurgens and art by Kevin Nolan.
So, I mean, before we talk about 5G, what did you think of the story?
I enjoyed it well enough. It's not the best in here, but it's a solid little Batman story.
I mean, I'll admit that I'm not that big a fan of Jurgens, but I really liked this. And I think this is one of his stronger points. It's definitely...
Yeah, Jurgens can be hit and miss.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
This is the final story, right?
No, that's the weird thing about this. Is like, this feels like a setup, so it feels like it should have been the last story, but it's not.
There was another one?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
Someone didn't read it.
Generations featured. No. I thought for some reason when I was just scrolling through here, I missed the part where it says continued in Generations future state. So
okay.
I just was like, wait a sec, what? This just continues? No, okay. So this is the one before the last story.
So yeah, Batman's basically gone. He's taken down some robbers at a museum. They're all like typical like 50s, 60s villains. There's like the Mummy, Wolfman.
Oh yeah,
Frankenstein, Dracula. And he takes them all down, and Julian Day, Calendar Man, is in the Wayne wing of the museum, and he's going to burn down the exhibits.
The thing that I really liked about this, besides the the silliness of having Universal monsters as villains,
yeah,
like even knocking out the Dracula with the fake teeth, that was great. But the thing I really enjoyed about this was like the way it progressed in such a way that it kind of felt like it was going back in time. Like when you look at the Purple Glove Batman, I mean, the ink style changed a lot. So it felt a lot older and it felt...
Yeah, inks, colors, and pencils all changed.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And so you can see in the scene where it does fracture, you can see how he's done like 4 different Batman in 4 different styles.
Yeah, I like that. I thought I love that panel. That's like an awesome fucking panel.
It seems like a really interesting choice to just do this and not have it be the last story in this. I feel like that's what I would have done if I had edited this around.
This is the one that seems like a set of a future, but the next one does kind of set up a future story, but not to the same extent, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, if it was me, I would have switched them around.
Yeah.
That would have been my change with this book.
Yeah, definitely.
So, okay, question. What do you guys think about this panel?
Yeah, that's one.
Right.
Which one with Commander?
With the arm, and he's like, yeah.
Is that Booster Gold's robot? What's his name?
Skeets.
Yeah, is that Skeets on his arm?
I don't think so. I think Skeets is silver.
So pretty much what you're telling me is that this...
Oh, no, that might be.
This Generations thing is pretty much going to
there's
be
a few different designs of Skeets, but some of them are like gold with a red eye.
It's going to be an event. We're going into another big event about time travel and shit. Is that what's happening?
Maybe. I mean,
Okay,
they're kind of
possibly,
like leaning into
possibly.
it right now.
Okay.
It's on the solicits for the end of this year.
Oh, they're in the December solicits, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Generations Future State. Be interesting. But yeah, it sort of goes back in time, so it's a very early Bruce where he hasn't encountered anything like that yet.
Yeah.
He doesn't know about time travel or anything.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I thought this was
his suits, that Batman back in the day, so weird looking. You know.
I think it does a great job at capturing the 40s style.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm just saying he's weird looking like that Batman back then. Weird looking.
Have you read any of the old issues of Batman?
I've never checked any. Well, no, yeah. I mean, I've seen Golden Age stuff and read some Golden Age stuff, but
yeah, I read some Golden Age stuff when I was a kid.
I'm not a fan of G. Willikers. The day Frank Miller did his stuff, that was the day I started. I'm like, that's my Batman. Break every bone, Batman. That's like,
I respect.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I used to read like a lot of like Golden Age and Silver Age Batman and Superman. Probably some other characters thrown in there, but not loads.
The closest I go to G. Willikers is the animated series, which I love to death. So that's the closest I'll ever go.
Okay.
It's a weird thing for me. I think it's a total timepiece, though. It's definitely something. Hey, you build off something, right?
I mean, something that's even been brought up before is like people didn't want Batman to be super camp. Like they wanted it to be very seriously toned back in the day, and then when they started having the Adam West kind of copied style,
right,
is when people were starting to like fall off.
Yeah.
But I mean, the original origin of the story is him being a really dark character. He had a gun.
Yeah, I know, definitely. Yeah, you're right though. There's definitely there's a piece prior to the Adam West shit that before it got G. Willikers, it got that shit made it that, definitely.
Yeah.
All right, and this is the
see how this progresses.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, totally. I mean, and like if they they hopped around to this old time and they're about to hop to a different time. I'm interested to see what the art does and what we have no clue what's on the other side of where they just went. Like he's obviously gonna. I mean, I'm saying obviously because that's what I think. He's not gonna look like that Batman anymore. When he goes to the new place, he's gonna look like whatever Batman he just went to. So that's really cool.
I'm intrigued to see like a year one Batman involved in a cosmic event.
Whoa, that's I say this.
It's always like Justice League Batman, where he's already like a fully fledged superhero. He knows about this stuff. Whereas like
established,
this one will be very lost, I imagine.
Yeah,
I'm just having a quick look through the creative team on the Generations story. Generations.
It's going to be Dan Jurgens again.
Probably, yeah.
You would hope. If
was it the November ones?
I don't know.
It says continued in Generations Future State, but the next one we've got solicited is the. I've lost it now. Generations Shattered story from in December. So I don't know where Future State's coming, but yeah.
Apparently, a fandom said this is not 5G.
I think they're just reworking the story and doing a time travel.
We'll call it polish, man. Polish up what they had, work on, remove parts.
But it looks quite cool. Generation Shattered is written by Dan Jurgens, Andy Schmidt, and Robert Venditti, and art by Ivan Reis, Brian Hitch, Kevin Nolan, and a few others. And we've got year one Batman with the purple gloves and everything. We've got Green Lantern Sinestro, Commandy, and what looks like classic Booster Gold. Dr. Light.
Sinestro?
Green Lantern Sinestro, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Sean, are you seeing photos?
Yeah, it's just the one on the solicits. I'll send a
let
picture.
me see it real quick.
And there's also like 80s Judas Contract era Starfire.
I need to see which one.
With like big hair, big boobs.
Yeah.
And steel.
I'm gonna be honest with you, definitely not my favorite of or like that's definitely not my favorite look on her, but
No,
still,
but it's
I'm down.
all early renditions of the
Yeah.
characters.
Yeah. No, I'm down. Dude,
Man,
this,
that looks good.
that looks fucking nuts, dude. Who's the bull with the hammer?
That's
Steel.
Steel.
He's a version of Superman, right? No.
He came about during the Death of Superman storyline when a bunch of other characters were coming around. He's based. What's his real name? His human
John Henry Irons.
which is named after John Henry, the famous story about the man who took his hammer and nailed the railroads of America.
Right. Yeah, I remember there was like a movie where he had to compete against the machine. Like,
oh crap!
yeah,
I know exactly what that.
Yeah, I know,
dude,
right?
That's my fucking childhood.
Dude, I can't remember what that. If you remember, that'd be great because I want to show my son that movie. So if you can remember it,
I'll tell you after this because I'm looking it up. Tall Tale.
There you go. Oh my god, that was so easy. There you go.
Dude.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was.
Let's see. Okay, let's get to the final
Okay,
story
and then
of this.
the next story is The Gift, written by Mario Tamaki and art by Dan Mora.
That's that guy you were saying, Sean.
Dan Mora is an incredible artist, and the colours on this are really good as well.
Yeah,
Mora is great. I really need to read. Yeah, I really need to read Once and Future because I've heard that's good, and his artwork in it.
I've heard that it's like an okay story.
Fair enough. And he did Klaus as well with Grant Morrison that I really enjoyed, or Claus, however you want to pronounce it.
What do you guys think?
I feel like it would be Klaus because it's a Norwegian, or a Scandinavian reference to thing, you know. So I feel like it would be that.
Yeah, I really enjoyed Klaus.
I have yet to read it, and when we get closer to Christmas, I'll read them all, and we can talk about that.
It comes out every Christmas. It's great.
Yeah, that's sick. I like the way Batman's drawn on.
So this.
Yeah, go ahead.
This story takes place during Joker War.
Yes.
Okay.
Day 3.
But I don't really know where it ties into it because
prior to him hallucinating, right before he probably right before.
Yeah. But that happened right at the beginning of the Joker War, so.
Oh yeah. maybe this is all hallucination.
And does it ever actually say why Lucius is wearing a mask?
I was gonna ask.
Dude, that's 100% for the times. That's 100% like that's a hit. That's a hit piece right there. Yeah, 100. When I saw that, the first thing I thought was just like, I think he's wearing it because like he's following his his due diligences of wearing the mask. I don't know. That's what I thought.
It is a very interesting choice to make, considering.
Have you heard of companies trying to normalize things? Like, you know, so like by. Like, I'm surprised not everybody had a mask on, but, like, you know, if something's happening, the companies will, you know, take that initiative to try to normalize things, like, whether it have been through, like, people are outraged with the masks. Well, if you start including it with everyday life and shit and everything you read, and it's in a video game next, you know, the next video game you pick up, there might be masks, you know, people, whatever. It's just, I just feel like it was their attempt to, like, let's include it and make it seem like it's not that crazy to wear a mask, you know, during a fucking pandemic, you know, something like that.
But yeah, this story is basically Bruce breaking into a Wayne facilities building.
Dude, Sean, are you reading it digitally right now?
Yeah, I've got it up on my screen.
Page 134. It's Batman. He's walking up the building, right?
Yeah.
He's like,
yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right, the next page, he breaks through the window. His grappling hook and the little tiny square box on that page, so page 135, the way it breaks through the glass, that's amazing art, dude. There's just something so, like, I don't know.
Very detailed.
Yeah, that's awesome. The colors.
No, Dan Mora has got a lot of skill. I'm actually more surprised that he hasn't been put on a mainstay Big 2 title yet.
Maybe he's getting there. Maybe he's working his way, because honestly, like, I'm looking at this and thinking just like,
yeah.
You're killing it. It's really good. His bat's really good.
Yeah, I hope to see more of him at some point.
So pretty much,
he is one I want to read more of because he did a load of Power Rangers stuff, which I'm probably not going to read.
No, I probably will not read either.
No, I've heard it was good. It was written by Kyle Higgins, who's a good writer.
But it's along
But it's just
this...
not something I see myself it's just not something I see myself reading.
Yes, it's along the same lines as like why I don't read Daredevil, because I'm like, ugh, he just doesn't click with me. But I hear such great things that I kind of want to read it, you know. So we'll see.
Yeah.
So what was this all about?
I kind of do want to read Power Ranger stuff, but at the same time I don't. It's weird.
Yeah, because you read something and you almost feel like there's a point when you pick you feel like you're wasting part of your day, but even though if you like it still feels weird.
I saw someone on Reddit say that they did a story arc that was basically like similar to Old Man Logan, where it was like an old man Tommy Oliver.
Okay.
Like
okay.
He's the Red Ranger, right?
Having to do something. He was like Green Dino Ranger, White Ranger.
Okay.
He did a load of and I can't remember what the plot was, but it sounded cool, and it was like an Old Man Logan Power Ranger story. And I was like, that does sound pretty sick.
Yeah.
But do I read it?
That's kind of
might as well pick it up on Comixology and see what it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see. I've got the name written down somewhere. I'll have a look what it's called.
So what's happening? Somebody's breaking into Wayne Enterprises and like Lucius meets the cops there? Yeah, right. Is this all because he's just testing himself or something? Or what was the reason behind him breaking in?
I thought that
I can't remember what the basis was. And I'm not my eyes. I'm just
I thought because Joker had taken over everything, he had added more traps, but I could be wrong.
No, you're completely right. I mean, he's breaking in because
oh, right. He can't. This is in the Joker War. That's right. So it's not because he's just trying to test his luck. Yeah, that's right. He's trying to get what's his. Yeah, that's right.
While he's doing all this, he's narrating in his head his first time doing a detective story, which was him at 6, like going downstairs to open a present.
Yeah.
Kind of just like, I think it's kind of meant to be a look how far he's come and like how much innocence is lost from that early style. But
yeah,
I mean, he fucking kills somebody accidentally, basically.
Yeah, that is fucked. Damn.
It's like burst in and the bomb goes off just as they walk in. And
that's nuts.
Yeah, one of them dies, one of them gets burnt or has all blood coming down his face.
I just saw the one that actually looks really cool.
Yeah,
I know.
That did look cool. Yeah, that did look really cool. Fuck. God damn it. Okay, so that was it. That was his.
The one who survived was like, "Oh, I'll get revenge for you. You are take down Batman."
Yes.
And then this is tying into the Black Casebook stuff that's going on in Detective Comics.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, man.
So we'll see how that goes.
Not the end. All right.
I wonder if
I was expecting
they chose this to be the last one for this is because it ties into what's going on right now.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like 2 issues behind in Detective Comics and it hasn't really tied in. The Black Casebook showed up in an annual, like maybe 20 odd issues ago.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's been mentioned since.
No,
so I don't know. Yeah.
Tabs. You around?
I'm here.
You want to talk? Since we just finished up, you want to talk Big Girls real quick?
Did I miss Catwoman? Did we touch on Catwoman?
No. Do you want to do Catwoman? Do you want to do Catwoman first? I'm fine with that.
I mean, if everybody's up for Catwoman,
yeah, let's do that.
My stack of Catwoman and Storm and Big Girls. It was a light week for me, so
yeah. Let's do Catwoman. Sure. Let me.
Okay, so Catwoman issue 25, written by Ram V and art by Fernando Blanco.
Nice, got it up. Okay, cool.
This was actually 2 issues,
though, right? This was actually 2 issues. Like, it was an oversized, wasn't it?
It was an oversized, yeah. And I think there were 3 stories in it.
Yeah, there was 3 stories.
Yeah.
There
was the initial like Riddler heist.
Yes, this ties into
Penguin.
Joker War.
Yeah, that was interesting, man.
Catwoman's trying to recover Bruce's stolen billions.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick, but you guys can start it.
Okay.
Yeah, this was like really easy to follow. Like, it was a good recommendation and jumping off point because it wasn't like so heavy that it's like, what the heck's going on? And just like the couple little footnotes, like how Penguin had his throat slashed, and this is another footnote on what's going on. But then it's just like straight up Catwoman, like double crossing.
Yeah, it's just a heist.
Yeah, it's like classic Catwoman in a way. You know, she's
Yeah.
she's a bad guy, but she's double crossing her bad guy because she's a thief. You can't trust her.
Who's writing this one?
Ram V.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not
I
familiar
don't.
with him, but I like it.
He's currently writing Justice League Dark. I've heard good things
Okay.
about that. I need to catch up on that. But yeah, the opening 2 pages of this, the artwork was amazing.
Yeah, I like that almost like Hispanic vibe from it.
Yeah,
Like with the colors and almost like a
Yeah.
mariachi, but not really. But it just definitely seems like that Western, like Hispanic.
yeah, it really did have that
influence.
feel to it. Yeah,
Yeah, that's a really awesome color palette there. Oh.
yeah, the art the whole way through the issue was solid.
Yeah, definitely. It feels nice to pick up a Catwoman again because I haven't picked one up since God. When were those trades coming out? I have them on my shelf behind me. Probably like 2008, 2010.
Yes.
Okay.
See, I really
there was
loved
that
Joel
big one.
Jones, so I was really big into Joel Jones.
Yeah, is that the
Did you
one?
read her run?
Hold on, I need to step away for a second. My headphones won't reach that far.
Oh, he's gonna grab it.
Did
He's
you
gonna
say you read the Joel Jones stuff?
Ty.
I read a little bit of the Joel Jones stuff, so I read about half of it and then I fell off just because I was collecting too much.
I couldn't get into it. I read, I think, the first like 11 or 12 issues, and the first arc I enjoyed, and then it seemed to just do this weird thing where it would just jump to a new plot point without sort of leading to it. And it felt like I missed an issue, even though I hadn't. I can't remember. I read it as it was coming out, so I might have.
I feel like it was kind of like setting up the old style of just like having a singular story per issue that kind of was very collected. Don't get me wrong, Brubaker's run is probably one of the best out there, but I really enjoyed what Joel Jones was doing.
Brubaker's nuts.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah, that was the run, and then I guess it went in. Was it Will Pfeiffer ended it?
Was it Pfeiffer?
Because I think again, these are just the trades I have. So the first one was the dark end of the street, and then it ends on the long road home. I'm missing a couple of them, but I mean, like that's like the last Catwoman I got into, and that's not the New 52, right? That's before the New 52.
Yeah, New 52 started in 2011.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was like the last run before New 52 then. So this was probably starting even earlier then.
Damn, that's like a decade, Tabs. You've since Catwoman for you. You know?
Oh yeah, this came out in 2002.
we're way back. Holy shit. So that's cool.
Yeah,
nearly as old as me.
like you don't realize it, but then sometimes those trades take forever, especially the early 2000s.
Yeah, true that. So we're still on the first one, right? With the dancing.
Yeah.
Tiger
So
dance.
yeah, so we mentioned that how good the artwork was.
Yeah, it's dope.
And yeah, so Catwoman breaks into the Overbrokers. Is that his name? I can't remember.
Underbroker, right?
Underbroker. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
To steal back Bruce's billions, and she gets it and locks Nigma out of the system.
Yeah, it's funny.
And she double crosses them all.
He doesn't. It's like Penguin's. Like you should have seen that coming, right? And then Enigma's so stupid. Like he's supposed to be this, like this such a high intelligence, and like so he's getting foiled like an idiot.
Yeah, Nigma like takes over the security system and like locks everyone out, and he has all these screens with like green question marks on.
Right.
And Catwoman's like, yeah, I've already got an escape route, Nigma. Also, nice touch with question marks on the screens. They never work out who did this.
Oh my god.
Yeah, she's just one of those characters I just really like because again, she's kind of like I know Black Cat is based off of Catwoman,
right?
So there's a lot of similarities, but she's always got the angle.
Totally.
So it's like, all right, what's Catwoman's angle? How long is she going to be a bad guy? How long is she going to be, on Batman's side, kind of thing? And this one was more like it was more like her morality than playing a side in a way, because it's like I know who Bruce is, and I know he needs the money. So let's get
And-
Batman back in the game, essentially.
And I
What do you
also
guys
fucked
feel
it
like?
all up.
How do you guys feel about the new costume?
I like it.
Her costume?
I don't know what to
I
think
think
about it because, like, what's the point of showing off your armpits?
Yeah, that is a bit weird.
I think it's a blend of kind of like a new
Well,
style, but like
Wait
the
a sec.
old.
Wait a sec. Have you ever worn? I've learned from Sunstone that wearing latex is the most gripping fucking thing ever. So I would want my armpits fucking breathing too, or whatever.
Needs a little breathability.
Or was it leather? What is it? It's like latex,
Yeah,
or
it's
is
like
it
leather.
leather? Whatever it is. So
It's
that's
just a
what
weird
I've
choice.
that's what I've
There-
learned from.
There was one awesome panel though with I can't remember if it was on this story or maybe it was the next one, but she's climbing the ladder and she's got the
You know what it
whip
is?
on her hip, and it looks like a cattail.
Mm.
And so
Yes.
Oh, I think that was
Yes.
the next one.
okay, I'm trying to look for it. That was just like such a nice touch. I mean, I do like the costume. I think it's like a nice blend of classic and new.
I'm looking at the this one page. Let's see, I'm on 15. She's in the middle. Blam, like it's that page with the big blam written.
So yeah, she escapes and gets ambushed by Penguin.
They're showcasing her suit there. It's almost like it's very fashionista or something. It's just like it feels like her suit's like custom made or something. It almost feels like if you're looking at that page I'm talking about, she's actually just wearing a black fucking wife beater shirt, undershirt, and then she's literally wearing like a sleeve thing that she throws on over top of it. You know what
like
I mean?
a weird like halter top or something.
Yeah, because there is like a seam.
Yeah,
There is like a seam between them. So
it almost makes me kind of appreciate it more because it kind of feels like she's actually got like it's a low budget setup still almost. I don't know, but it's fancy. It's neat.
Yeah.
Yo,
I mean, she's
her
always
boyfriend
played
lost
the
all his
part,
money.
too.
Right, of course. She had nothing to do with that at all, though. Of course not.
She had to go
She's
to a
always
thrift store.
she's always played that part though of blending in and being fashionable to get into high society.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
yeah, like
Like it really
diamonds
fits
and
her.
pearls all the way.
Yeah, and actually in the third story, like what is that, third to last page where she's jumping off the building, you see it more. Like you see like like the cowl and like the chest piece are one, I guess, one piece, and like the sleeves are just totally different. She's like swan diving off the roof.
She gets
I see that.
So she gets 2 times by Cobblepot, and then she gets fucked up, right? Oh, some bull, some guy picks her up, like her friend or some shit from like what? He was once
Detective
a detective.
Hadley. I think this is from the Joel Jones run, isn't it?
Right. I saw that. They obviously have some kind of history.
Yeah, Detective Hadley.
Yeah, and then so she's hurt. She wakes up the next day. She's in his house. But the interesting thing, they keep tying back to that dance with the tiger, and she got hurt then too. But that was cool. That was interesting. Like it's not over yet, Like dance must go on.
Yeah, she's always dancing with the tiger.
It's cool how it ended because she got what she wanted, right? She got the money she needed. Am I correct? Or no?
Yeah, she got the money from.
Yeah, she got the money she needed.
Yeah,
and she returned it to. She put in a account of Lucius Fox, and then passed the information on to Luke Fox, his son.
Yes. And then she did the bow because she danced with the tiger, even with the damage done. That was cool.
Just for reference, in Batman, she is currently dating Bruce. So she is on the side of good for now.
I thought they were married.
The wedding didn't happen.
I thought they were married too.
Now, here is my question. In this current continuity of everything, is Huntress still her daughter, or is she a completely removed person from that?
Huntress is Helena Bertinelli, so daughter of a mob boss.
In Hush?
Okay.
So
she's removed from that.
She hasn't been... Yeah, she was Helena Bertinelli in Hush as well. She hasn't been Bruce and Catwoman's son for decades, I don't think.
Daughter?
You're trying to say something.
Daughter, yeah, daughter, sorry.
Okay. Because I just knew that was like a footnote, but I know at some points it doesn't mean anything. Again, that's how big of a DC fan I am.
Like
I follow hardcore.
this next start us off, Sean. Tell us about
and
this next one.
Bruce and Selena aren't married yet.
Dang. And honestly, in this run,
the wedding didn't happen in 50, and then they never got married since.
Okay.
And they've kind of been spatting at each other, back and forth.
Well, because I remember the last issue of the Tom King run, like specifically, they're like, we didn't have the wedding, and they're like, doesn't matter, they have the rings, and they're like, just like officiated.
Okay, maybe they, okay, fair enough. They might have done something then.
Okay. Dave, were you trying to say something about like the point about like what's going on in the story, or?
No, I said he was talking about Huntress, and then I said, is that the same Huntress who was in Hush? I didn't know if that the Huntress was the daughter or was the mob boss's daughter.
So the version of Huntress where it's Batman's daughter is an alternate universe. I think it's Earth 3. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's
Earth
I think it's the F2 one.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's,
that's also where Power Girl comes from, because that's where
okay.
Yeah.
Dang. Okay. Earth 3.
So the next story is Return to Alleytown, again written by Ram V and art by John Paulion.
Yeah, this was neat.
And this story looks great.
The art has such a nice style to it for its story. Like, I don't love. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I just love like the just how like coarse everything is. Like the art's clean, but it's very heavy lines, very heavy blacks.
Yeah.
Especially with Alleytown being so cluttered. Like you just visually get that this is a claustrophobic, but also a dark spot.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
But I like the way the colors complement it, because when we see the guy steal a bag, he's in a dark alley, and it's not overly reliant on blacks. It uses dark colors.
Yeah,
it's more like shades of blues and purples than straight up blacks, which I really visually appreciate.
It took me a while to realize that she was like I going in. I'm like, oh well, she has to be conning him. But I feel like by the panels each time something was happening, I was like, oh bitch, they keep taking your shit. Like, what are you letting them do?
I caught on immediately when she was like, she screamed like my purse.
Yeah, my purse. But
and
that's
was like really like making a big scene out of it.
But because this was like issue 2 in this thing, I didn't know if this was going to be like some kind of weird like sides, like, I didn't know if it was going to take a weird route where she wasn't the cat anymore or some shit. But no, it was dope.
Yeah.
So she gets everything jacked from her, and then some guy pulls the gun on her, and then she gives him the ultimatum of a lifetime. What is it? Is goons have guns? I love that.
Yeah,
goons.
Are you a goon or a grifter?
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. Goon or grifter.
It's such a subtle way too in that panel when he asks for the gun and she's willing to give it back to him, but it's almost like, are you with me or are you against me?
Right.
Because I'm setting up shop again.
Yeah.
And this is how it's gonna go.
And
yeah, I love how they all thought they robbed her, but then they're going through it and they're like, oh this watch is empty. The watch is fake. The purse is empty, but she's stolen my phone and wallet and stuff.
Yeah,
and like exactly. Everything she has is like cheap and fake, and she took all the meaningful things from them.
And then she hands back the gun.
Yeah,
and the wallet and the little.
Yeah, and she's like, the building you're in, I just bought it.
Yep. And then doesn't she say, tell everyone? Like, she says, like, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, like the nest is open.
Yeah, tell them, but the nest is back in business and Catwoman's running the show. I like that. It's cool.
Yeah, I like how she's elevating herself too, like beyond just, puns aside, the black cat in the shadows.
Right.
She's actually like staking a claim now, so it almost feels like not necessarily like a Batman villain, but you can stick a pin in it. Like it, like just reading a couple issues here and there, she that's her stomping grounds. But to actually like put a firm pin in it now and say like
she set up hub. like a hub.
Yeah, like
you know?
like she just doesn't have an apartment there anymore. It's like, no, I have a base now.
I own the
Like
building.
this is like this is Catwoman's territory.
Yeah, I like that.
So it'd be interesting to see if that happens with any of the other rogues, if that rubs them the wrong way, especially after the double cross. I mean, obviously the double cross does, but they all seem to get back into bed together anyway.
Yeah.
So what are you thinking? Are you thinking you're going to continue reading it?
I think so. I think I'm going to drop death metal for this.
Really?
I am so just like confused with death metal. I like the art. I kind of like the intensity of it, but at the same time, it just feels like it's throwing so much, and it's extremely wordy for a story-driven comic. And I'm just like, it's just pulling me out of it. Where this is much more focused. I think that's the problem with death metal for me. It feels very unfocused because there's so much going on.
I respect that.
So,
and to be honest with you, they're to agree with you, Tabs, even though I'm going to keep reading it, it is very much dancing around whatever they want their main, whatever, like, I don't know, maybe in the next issue we're going to get a nice sticking point to say, like, okay, here it's almost like a plot point, because I feel like right now you're right, it's spread out. There's just, things are happening, and we're yet to see, like, where they're truly trying to go. Like, I mean, like, you have people keeping secrets from each other. Like, Batman is keeping a secret, Superman's keeping a secret. So those things, that's interesting. But also, like, are you gonna tell me what the fucking secret is? Like, because I want to know.
Like, it's one thing if like the reader knows the secret and the characters don't, because that's like the breadcrumb. I know Sean's not a big fan of Mercy, but that's why I liked Mercy and still like it. Just for the short run, like, even if the characters didn't know what was going on, like, as a reader, you were fed that little breadcrumb. So every time you got to one, you had something else. Oh, well, what's going on with this character? What's happening with this event? Why are they doing this? So it still kept pulling you along rather than just like this weird, like, hodgepodge of, I have a secret. Okay, well, that's cool. I'm just as clueless as the characters in the comic, though. Like, you got to throw me a bone here to tug me along.
Throw me a frickin' bone,
Throw me a frickin' bone here, man.
Yeah, I'm totally down.
Yeah, exactly. But like, that's my personal problem with it. I just feel like I'm not being like tossed even anything to drag me along for the story.
And death metal isn't really the most new reader friendly event.
No, right. And
so I just need a new jumping off point.
It's still not easy.
Yeah, I just need a new jumping off point, and I think this Catwoman.
Again, I think I'm gonna continue it too, just to
dude, super good recommendation, Sean, on that. But it's
welcome.
Focused. It's focused, and like, I know enough of Catwoman, and
you have a bread trail of comics that, you know what I mean. You can.
Yeah, I mean,
as long as it continues to stand alone enough.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, even if it intertwines, that's fine, because you're focused on one character's motivation and everything, and
right.
Like I said, just from those 2 footnotes, like, okay, this happened with Riddler and Penguin had his throat cut. Awesome, cool. I'm on board. I know this is during the Joker War. I don't know enough about the Joker War. I just know, stuff's going down, and this is what Catwoman's doing. I'm ripping these guys off, giving it back to Batman Bruce, and I'm setting up shop. It's like perfect jumping off point for getting back in.
What we have one more story.
Should we quickly talk about the last story as well? Yeah,
definitely. Yeah. Tell me who's
this is Cat vs. Woman by Ram V and art by Juan Ferreira.
This was a cool.
I love the art in this issue. All the art in this issue was amazing.
Yes,
Ferreira did some Green Arrow stuff early on in Rebirth, and it was really good there as well.
Being somebody who is like a cat, like I right now I have a dog, but I had my cat. I had him, like, he could go outside and I could whistle and he'd come out of nowhere from the woods. And I don't know. There's something about there's very weird contingencies with cats. They act a certain way. They like certain things. They are very, like, they have like Asperger's for certain stuff. Like they're focused on. It's almost like they have a blocker in their brain about things social. So like this whole social conversation that this cat is having is on point. It's hilarious. Like it's the way it recognizes the girl. Like it's great.
And these were the panels I was talking about where she's got the whip and it's moving like a cattail. I really like that.
Oh yeah. I love that.
Really well
my
done.
gosh. Oh yeah, look at that, dude. It's everywhere. Wow.
Especially this thing where she's like climbing up the building.
Yeah,
even when she's jumping off, because she has it actually tied around her waist. If you look at it, she's not like just hip riding it like in some of the older ones. She's actually tying it around her waist.
That's sick.
But yeah, the whole plot of the story is basically this cat is seeing her come into
his territory,
the cat's neighborhood. Yeah, and it doesn't like there's a new cat on the block.
Yeah. So it creeps in one night when it's gone, right? That says leaves the ventilation. It takes all its cues, and recognizes that she leaves the window open.
Yeah.
She finds all the jewelry. Finds all the jewelry. You know, it's just great.
Yeah, I was gonna say I like how he. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying how like funny the narration is.
Yeah, talking about the whole encounter. Yeah.
Yeah,
like all from the cat's point of view.
I like how he swipes the jewelry, but like 2 pages back, he's acknowledging that she likes shiny things as well.
Right, and that was hilarious. That I thought that too. Like pearls on an ear, like a cat would play with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she's got the diamond, and he's like, "Oh, she has an affinity for shiny things." And then she comes in, and he's like, "No, I got distracted by the shiny things."
And then, yeah, they kind of have their encounter of like, and it wants to be mean, and then what she do? She grabs some milk, and then she's like, "Oh, this one's crafty."
Yeah, I love this line here. She's looking in the fridge, and the cat's like, "Now she looks for some fiendish instrument of pain." Well, I'm not going down about her, and then it interrupts, and then she's like putting milk down. She's like, "Oh, she's a crafty one. This one, well played, woman."
I love that.
Well played.
Yeah, so that was definitely
like
awesome.
Yeah, the narration's so funny.
Do you think, though, that we will have a cat reoccurring in the Catwoman house now? Like I'm saying, like I think that would be cool. Like in panels that this cat makes appearances now. Meaning, just
maybe.
Yeah, it'll probably be around it.
Just like
it won't be the same character it is in this though.
No. But the idea is that now they've planted a Catwoman has a cat in her house.
Yeah,
and it's here's the black cat. That's cool. I think that's nice.
She always has cats. Catwoman has to have cats.
Yeah, exactly. But this is her first thing. I wonder if we'll notice it, going forward. Like next time she's in her crib and she's with all like maybe the thieves, the grifters. Maybe you'll
surprise
see
it's the cat's really Dexter.
And there you go. There you go. All right.
Good reference.
So let's see. Tabs, do you want? Say it again, Ty.
Justice League.
Oh, sure. Go ahead. Go for it. I did not read it, but I'd love to hear it.
I did not read it either. I'm going to take a quick step away for a moment, and I'll be right back.
Sure.
So this is Justice League 53, written by Joshua Williamson and art by Zamanico.
Yes.
And this is a tie-in to death metal, and it's called Doom Metal.
Damn, that actually sounds fucking sick.
Sean, what did you think?
I enjoyed this. I thought it was quite good.
I did too. I actually wish that there was more stuff like this with Justice League. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy the lineups where it's got the traditional lineup, but I like it when things step outside of themselves and get a little bit more quirky. I mean, this is a focus on
what the lineup? What changed with the lineup? What's non?
Dick Grayson, Hot Girl, and Detective Chimp.
Whoa, yeah, that's weird. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely cool.
And Martian Manhunter is in the end as well, so he'll probably be in the next issue.
Nice.
But yeah.
Is it Jean? Is he Jean? Or is he John?
It's
Jean.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay. Just want to make sure.
Yeah, they're all wearing cool costumes.
They're metaled out? So you're saying they're metaled out?
Yeah, they're all
metaled
cool.
Out. Yeah. Hell yeah. Does the chimp look really cool?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I bet Hawk Girl probably could pull it off really cool, too.
That cover, it has him, wearing, crazy armar and everything.
Yeah. What, has he got a fucking sword? Oh, my God.
I mean, even on the cover, you see that Lex Luthor is in the background. He does make an appearance, which is pretty cool.
And this is that Lex who was hiding out in the woods, right, with a scar on his face.
Yeah, with the scar and everything. Yeah.
Cool.
Also, the sword Detective Chimp he's had since the original Metal event.
Okay.
It used to belong to.
He has a.
I can't remember his name.
That's cool. He's been rocking that.
Okay.
The one who had. Do you remember that like bar that they went to in Metal that was like outside? Yeah. The owner of that like died when the Dark Batman attacked.
Okay.
And then Detective Chimp got the sword, and then it was briefly in an arc in Justice League Dark. So yeah, it's got some sort of power. So maybe that will come up later on, because he does say, "Don't you know what the sword is capable of?"
That's cool. That's cool.
It's a weird issue, but it's a really fun one. Williamson is. I mean, you kind of have to have a flavor for what he does. I mean, he definitely loves the characters that he writes. He I don't know. It's hard to describe. Like if you were reading his Flash run right now, you can tell.
Yeah, I am.
Go ahead.
I was saying I'm reading his Flash run.
Okay, so what I was going to say was that like with his Flash run, it's very much like kind of teasing like what can I do with these characters? What's the limits of what these not just abilities, but like who these characters are and everything. I feel like I'm getting it out with this. Like they tie into Hawkgirl's relationship with John in Justice League. They tie into Dick Grayson being a trapeze artist and utilizing those skills really well.
That's cool.
It's paying attention to who these characters are, and I really appreciate that. I'm curious to see what's going to happen next. Justice League doesn't have a main writer right now, so they're kind of just like up in the air. So who knows what's going to happen next?
Yeah.
This is a 5, right? A 5 mini?
Yeah, he's doing this 5-issue mini, yeah.
Cool. That's neat.
So it'll be the same team.
What was their... So I'm sorry if you said it. What was their main goal? What were they doing? Did we...
So this kind of spun out of what happened in the Trinity Crisis issue of Justice League, where Hawkwoman was sent off to find Perpetua's throne to release the Legion of Doom.
Cool. And then Nightwing just tagged along because he could.
He was riding through Gotham on a horse, rescued Detective Chimp, and then teamed up with them.
Dude, I don't know. There's something about the horse through Gotham. That's like a long Halloween thing, isn't it?
It's a cyborg horse as well.
Oh yeah, it is.
That's so fucking nuts. I love that. That is sick.
But yeah, they get to the Hall of Justice, and Lex Luthor's there.
Okay.
And he's basically trying to recruit them.
Is he
I don't know if you
being...
noticed this, but in specific, like when you look at Hawkgirl's weapons, they're very clearly made of nth metal, which to me seemed like that design from the New 52 Hawkman, where he could just produce the weapons like no matter what.
Yeah.
I haven't been reading Hawkman for Robert Venditti's run, but I've been hearing good things.
Yeah, I've read it up until it started tying into the Year of the Villain stuff, and I fell off.
I don't know if I'm...
It was still solid. It's really good. It was really good.
Isn't the nth metal like inferior now in the story too? I don't know if I don't know if it was in the middle.
You got the death metal, and
I couldn't remember if it got brought up and they were like, the nth metal's not going to do anything this time or something like that. Like I can't fucking...
The entire basis for like why this is called metal is because it's like transcendent of the metal.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. Yeah. So cool. So this is a 5, and we'll see where it goes then.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll just briefly finish it off. It ends with Perpetua has a celestial being called the Omega Knight protecting her throne, as well as the.
Does he look cool?
Yes.
He looks very
that
cool.
Sounds sick.
Yeah, he's a reborn. What was he?
A Christian reborn again. No.
He's like she remade him from the dead Guardians of the Source Wall or something. Yeah, like the Celestial type things. Yeah.
Who killed him the first time, though? I'm sorry, did you say? Who killed him the first time?
They died when the Source Wall broke.
Gotcha, okay.
Was that in No Justice?
They were still about in No Justice, but they died in the Justice League Annual, I think, where they fully opened the Source Wall.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
yeah,
that's all
and
the stuff that I read this week.
Nice. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, and it ends with Martian Manhunter fighting the Mindhunter, the Martian Manhunter Batman that was in Trinity Crisis that we briefly saw.
Okay.
I'm kind of annoyed that they only touched on that. I'm hoping they're going to delve into that a little bit more with the next issue because I don't really. There's so much being thrown at you. I mean, besides like the Batman dinosaur. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, the Batman
you're
dinosaur.
just throwing it your way and hoping you catch something. And I don't really think that's a smart move. It's too much all at once. And
Right.
the thing that's different about this
Yeah.
time compared to the last Metal story is that they had single issues that tied everything in to tell the backstory of these characters so that you're like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
No,
this one,
yeah.
I see what
They
you're
they
saying.
were
This-
built up to be characters in the previous Meta, whereas this time it's
Right.
just like, oh, what Batman can we have this week?
Yeah,
yes.
pretty much.
Yeah, right. It really is like that, though. It's okay, though.
Yeah.
I'm really not. I totally understand where Tabs is coming from, being like, especially like no DC continuity, understand or care, or let alone care really. I mean, he's just looking for a
Yeah.
story, so Catwoman definitely sticks for works with him. But I can definitely. It's okay that they're just throwing all these Batman. I'm cool. I really like the Pearl Batman idea, even though it was just like like in the last. Was it in the Trinity one where like. It was like Bat Pearl, and it was like the pearl.
Yeah.
Of the, like that's deep. That was cool. I like that. I
And
mean, it was only for a fucking panel or two.
Martha.
It was yeah, it was really cool though. Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is Tabs? Are you back?
Yeah, I'm back. I was
Okay.
just being quiet.
Yeah. Do you want to do a quick? I just want to talk about the big girls real quick. I don't even want to like. We don't have to go through it. Like
Yeah,
very much.
we can touch on that really quick. And the only other one I read was X-Men Storm.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So that was my only thing.
I didn't get a chance to read that.
Okay, so we'll hold that one off then.
Yeah, that works
Okay,
for me.
cool.
I'll just say that I really liked it. Again, kind of like character focus, so it was kind of nice to,
Yeah.
just get like a general gist of things. But reading House and Powers of X, the trade, kind of, and even Empire
Did-
knowing Krakoa and everything.
Yeah. I was gonna say. I know what you're gonna say, Sean. Tell him. You should ask him. Read the other
did
one
you read
too. The Jean Grey.
Yeah, did you
Emma
read
Frost.
the Emma Frost Jean Grey one?
No, I did not.
You should check that one out too.
Okay,
Tabs.
Because I assumed this issue went into Storm having a virus or something.
Should
Or
we
did
just
it
give a
not?
definitive answer, or I will not comment?
I don't care about spoilers. You can Do it.
Yes, it did go into that.
Yeah.
Okay.
because there was a Jean Grey Emma Frost. Yeah, Jean Grey Emma Frost issue where they basically went into Storm's mind to find out why she was ill, and they found out she had a virus. And the whole issue was like, when they went into her mind, it was all silent, and it was all done through the artwork, and it was a really nice.
Oh, that's
visual
cool. I might
issue.
have to go. What was the name of that?
It's two
by any
chicks.
chance?
It's giant size X-Men Emma Frost Jean Grey.
Okay, I'll have to see if I can dig that one up.
Yeah.
I haven't really been paying attention to X-Men, so that one could have just slipped past my radar.
Yeah,
that was, like,
it just
part
sets
of
up Storm having a
one-shots,
virus,
yeah.
and they sort of telepathically go into her mind, and it's just a really beautiful issue. Like, the artwork's phenomenal.
This last issue of X-Men was also really good.
Yes.
Yeah, I liked it.
I didn't read that either, but if you guys want to talk about it, you can go ahead.
Real quick
Well,
on
I
big.
mean, the cool thing is that there's not a whole lot of spoilers to it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
it really
I
was like a
did-
back piece.
I read about half of it, and it was, yeah.
Real quick, big girls. All I want to do is just see what you thought, Tabs, because I'm going to continue with it. I think it's a pretty trippy concept.
Yeah, I think it's how many issues is it going to be again? Like 8 or something?
I wish, yeah. I don't know how you guys figure that shit out, but I can never find
it
out.
usually says on Image. So, Big Girls, story and art by Jason Howard.
Yeah,
So he's doing everything except for the lettering, apparently.
yeah,
I like the social and kind of like political viewpoints that they're putting
Yes.
in there on top of like the like almost goofy like kaiju
Yes.
Japanese theme. So
It almost
I mean-
feels like I mean, I've never gotten into Attack on Titans at all. I'm just saying it just gives me those vibes, you know, of like the
I
overall.
mean, even Godzilla without like the
Yes,
actual
100% Godzilla. Yes, that's definitely what I'm
yeah,
getting.
that whole kaiju thing. So just giants fighting each other, and
I'm gonna
and
give a brief overview of the idea, and you tell me if I miss anything. So we're living in a post-apocalyptic world that has settled on like a land, like we'll just call it a city that has created borders, and they protect their city and their citizens from an outside source known as the Mistake. The Mistake seems to be like an event where these boys and girls at young ages, like babies or whatever, they were given this. I'm assuming it's a formula or something happened. A virus hit them. I can't remember if it was a formula or virus.
yeah,
but
it's a virus.
yeah, it's a virus. And what happens is the boys, the boys and the girls both become 300 feet fucking tall. They become Godzilla size. But the problem is the boys lose all semblance of who they were, peace, community, all the thoughts that a normal person has. They become like inanimate, like monsters, or whatever. They become, they don't even fight. They fight each other. They don't even have a sense of camaraderie. Like they don't think on even like the most basic levels. So they say. But for the girls, they become 300 feet tall, and they still have everything that they remembered, and they're the defenders of the city. So when these mistakes come into the city, they take them out. And it's a trippy concept because this one dude is like harboring a mistake, a boy version, yet he hasn't fully grown. He's only like 3. So he's a big dude. He's like, you know, he's kind of like ogre size, but they fucking break in like the organization or whatever, and the big girl grabs the little kid, and then the dude just like the sheriff or whatever, the security council, whatever you want to call him, the admiral, he just fucking shoots the kid in the head, kills the kid, and you're just like, whoa, I wasn't expecting that. I didn't even. It's pretty fucking. It's like a dark concept because you're like, holy shit, you just killed the kid, bro. And like the kid was changing, but hadn't changed yet, you know? And then pretty much where we're at now is that we have figured out that I think they say like, rumor has it that there's a mistake that every morning goes to the very same location and meets his mother there and like holds her hand or puts his hand out so they can touch. So there's obviously that mistake still remembers his mom. So they're saying like we can change, like can you change them back? But they like to kill these mistakes and then do experiments on them. So that's kind of where we're at. I think I covered up 1 and 2. Was there anything I really like missed, Tabs, that was like significant?
No, that's pretty much it. Yeah, like the boys will grow, but they'll actually physically mutate and lose like humanity,
sense,
whereas the girls just get big, as far as we know. And
yeah, as far as we know, right?
yeah, and the whole city is like to them, it's like you only protect the perimeter and within.
Yep.
And everybody living outside the walls that we built, well, they're just collateral damage and they don't matter,
Right.
you know.
Yep.
So
They're trying
I mean,
to
seeing that like that hard line, especially I can't remember his name. I'm flipping through it, but like the director or like the lead detective, however you want to call him, for the big girls, saying,
Right.
you know, like it doesn't matter. Like he's a very hard line. He's willing to sacrifice everything
he didn't
for
think
the city.
2 seconds before he did. He already knew that was what he was doing. Definitely.
Yeah,
So
exactly. He's got that hard line, and then you have the other side that's like, no, there is another way,
right.
But
and pretty much what we have is a conflict between the main big girl that she's kind of seeing that what she's doing is wrong, right? I mean, that's kind of what I gathered by the end of it.
Yeah, she's having a bit of a moral conflict.
Yes. So it's cool. If anybody out there, I picked up Big Girls on a whim. I actually really like it. I was like, I couldn't believe how like deep it was. I was like, this is like fucked up, like the concept of like what's happening.
I mean, in just the 2 issues, like you get a lot. You get like the social overview of like the city and the world as it is, and it's almost it's a little reminiscent loosely of like The Last of Us in a way, where it's like you gotta fall. If you don't fall in line, this is what's going to happen.
Definitely.
And
yeah, that's kind of how they're made to feel. Yeah, if they're
Yeah,
not.
and
Yeah.
the repercussions are immediate and they're severe with the father and the son. You know, like, you know, you're supposed to tell us, and this is what's going to happen because you didn't tell us.
Hmm.
And it's brutal, like
It
right
is
up
brutal.
front.
The art does a good job showing it. Yeah. I mean, even if literally, if you check out the first one, that within like the first, I think it was probably by halfway through the skinny, it was like, this is awesome. I was just like, I didn't see the shit coming. So it's dark. It's very dark. I kind of, even on the cover, because I had no clue what this shit was about. On the very first cover of the first one, I didn't even realize she was a giant, like a big girl. Like, I thought it was just like she's kind of bigger than the dudes, you know? But
Yeah,
no, she's
it's kind of like
feet tall.
yeah, it's like a tongue-in-cheek kind of thing. Like, oh, they're all big girls and everything.
Like, literally, yeah, it's funny.
You know what? I'm a dork. I should have realized this. Yeah, this guy is the same guy who did Super Dinosaur and The Astounding Wolfman with Kirkman.
Damn. Okay, so that's good then, and he's doing this all himself besides one little thing. So
okay,
it's decent.
It looks like, I mean, they're only listing 4 right now.
That's what I saw. I saw 4. So
I'm not sure how long it's gonna be.
Personally, I hope it's like an 8 and it concludes. I think that'd be cool. I like contained stories.
I mean, as long as it wraps up nice, because it seems like this is moving along, but it doesn't feel like it's chopping anything. Like it's giving you all the bullet points of this is what you need to know. This is what's going to happen, and yeah, it just doesn't feel chopped up.
Yeah, the moral dilemma there is nice too. It makes you. The moral dilemma is a big influencer on me because I'm like, damn, that's fucked up what they're doing.
Yeah, there's some very hardline characters in it too, which I appreciate.
Let's see. So, Big Girls, people should read it when we, once we start going live, like we can talk to these people in the Discord, will be nice. Let's see.
As Image puts it really quick, Pacific Rim meets Paper Girls.
Dude, I saw, that's what I saw when I looked. Yes, I did see that. Yeah, that's hilarious. All right, what do we want to do next? Anybody?
I'm actually going to tap out, guys, because I've been on for 4 hours, and I'm going to call it good.
Definitely.
So,
if you want, when you say you're out, just say you can follow me. If you want somebody to follow you at or whatever, if you post, you think about that shit and you can say, follow me here. I'll see you guys later. Shit like that.
You know what? I'm going to open up a Twitter account specifically for this.
Fuck yeah. All right. So next time you let everybody know. Word up.
For sure, man.
All right, cool.
I'll see you guys next week.
Peace, Ty.
Cool. See you later, mate.
Have a good one.
Shawnee boy. We got
we've got Batman, Devil's Highway, Iron Man, and 7 Secrets left to do. What do you want to do?
Let's do the Batman.
All right, and on that note, I'm going to drop out myself because my reading list was very thin this week.
You were a lucky man.
That pretty much covers it.
Okay.
I mean, unless anybody picks up East of West at some point, because I'm still plugging away at that. But
I know
it's all good.
I really love that concept, man, of that one. I definitely want to check it out.
It is on my list. I have to pick up at some point.
Yep. So that's for another time, for when everybody's on the table for that one. Until then, I will catch you guys later.
All right. See you, Tabs.
Okay, cool. See you later, mate.
Later.
All right. The Batman.
Okay, I reckon. Yeah, so Batman 99 by James Tynion IV, art by Jorge Jimenez. So I reckon we can get through this one quite quickly.
Definitely. Just editing. Think real quick. Yada yada. All right. Good to
so basically, Joker's talking about the clown killer and saying, I can't remember what he's saying. Oh no, he's not talking about a clown killer. He's just talking about Batman.
Yeah, and
he thinks how Batman thinks it's his city. And he's giving into an illusion.
Does it not look like there's an Alf in the he's like Gotham Midtown, he's walking through the parking garage, and the guy's like, sir, it's been made to your exact specifications. Does that not be like, it's like a clown Alfred, you know what I mean? Like it's like the Joker. Well, it's just like the Joker's so fucking vindictive and sick in the head that he has to have an Alfred too. Like he's such an asshole, you know? So I love his little limo with the ha ha ha. I like that shit. It was nice. So he's rolling through chaos pretty much in a limo. That's nuts.
So he's just killing people left, right, all over.
And then you get the panel of
And-
the family.
Yeah, he wants some mass murder, and he's like, "I'll pay 1,000 for every dead body I get brought to, and if it's a bat, I'll give him $1 million."
Yeah, for a bat.
Yeah,
Um,
and yeah, then it cuts to Bruce on the rooftop with the Bat family.
yeah, he was out the night.
So we have Red Hood, we have Dick Grayson, Signal, Orphan, Batgirl, Spoiler, Red Robin,
I think
and Harley
Orphan
Quinn is there
has
as well. But I'm not. Sorry,
Orphan has the coolest suit, dude. That suit's fucking.
she's cool. Yeah,
That's so dope.
I refuse to refer to Harley Quinn as a member of the Bat family, so she is there
Yes.
also
Well,
alongside the Bat family.
Yeah, yeah. I think she's just tag team, and I don't even think she would include herself in it.
But yeah, Bruce is like basically saying he realizes he needs to be better. He will be, and
And then she
and
hits him
they
with
trust
the
them.
wait. Harley hits him with the duck boy because he was once. Didn't we just say earlier that he was a duck boy?
Yeah.
Is that? Yeah, that's
In Young Justice, he's currently going by Drake.
okay.
His name's Tim Drake, and his code name is now Drake. Because he went to a different universe, and the Tim Drake of that universe called himself Drake because it's the most deadly bird alive.
Yeah, the mallard. Yeah, real deadly. That mallard.
Yeah, Drake is a male duck. Deadly, man-eating.
Okay, so
Yeah. But I love his reaction. Duck boy?
yeah, right. He's sad. It hurts. It hurts
He looks
a
like he's
little
gonna
bit.
cry.
Yeah. Somebody shoots a rocket launcher. Batman throws the badass batarang and fucking explodes it, which was awesome.
Yeah.
I love his. He's
Stephanie
really good
and
at the
Cass take her down.
He's really good at the sweeping motion. This is Jimenez.
Yeah.
Jimenez still, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jimenez,
he nails the in motion shit really well.
He does a great job.
And then he's lurking in the dark. I love this, and he pulls out a fucking suit out of his suit. He's like, "Yeah, I got this suit within my suit to give you."
Nightwing's back, baby.
Yeah,
Grayson's back.
Yeah, that's really cool. I'm down with that.
Yeah.
You have the crew.
And he even says, "Good to have you back."
Yes.
That's the most emotional thing I've ever seen Batman say.
Yes. Yeah, they have a nice. Their relationship is cool. It's very like. They're dry. They're dry to each other. They don't skip around really, which is nice.
Yeah.
What
then it cuts to Catwoman scoping out the building that she's going to rob, and it's like, Catwoman 25.
Yeah.
Bruce goes. We have 2 beautiful pages of art with Bruce walking up to Face Chemical.
Dude, the walking thing is amazing. That walk is awesome.
And this next page is one of the best Harley scenes I have seen.
Definitely. I'm a little PO'd about.
She is basically.
It was. He says, "Wait, damn it, Harley." Yeah. She's like, "You're gonna have to fucking." Doesn't she say that? She's like, "You're gonna have to stop me," or whatever. Here's the deal.
Yeah, she's like, either you kill him, or I will. And he's like, "No, that's not happening." She's like, "Well, you'll need to stop me then."
Yeah, you'll have to put me down. And he says no, and he's like, "That's it. That's dope."
Yeah.
He walked away.
She's
I feel like that hurts her a lot.
Yeah.
You know,
She's like, She's like, "If you don't want me to kill him, you need to put me down, so I'm not going to get back up."
I'm just saying, I'm not. I know you're probably not wanting to hear this, but they're gonna fuck. Those two off scene.
He's with Catwoman.
No, the tensions are way too high. It's a menage. Then we're having a menage. So, and Ivy's invited.
Then
so
he walks into.
Go ahead.
But yeah, she's basically like, he needs to die. How many people have died because you've let him live? This needs to end. And he just walks away. And he walks in there, and Alfred is being remote controlled by.
Ugh, I hate the neck snap. It pisses me off so much, dude.
Yeah.
And
then
yes, and that's really cool because this suit was so fucking cool, and that's cool that it got brought in again. You know, like I was not expecting that, so it was ready, and it looks dope. It doesn't look like the modifications took very long. Let's just say that he's got a purple the cape
can of spray paint.
Yeah, can of spray paint and a purple cape. Like, damn, it's good. I'm excited. I thought it was I didn't see that. I feel like it's going to be another one of those issues where Batman's going down a well of like mental issues, you know, through seeing Alfred as a version of the zombie. So yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, good issue. excited to see issue 100, and
Definitely.
Dick Grayson is back.
Yeah, and I
So
wonder
happy.
in what fashion, like okay, so in this issue, the Bat Family was doing their thing, but the Bat Family's still actively doing their thing right now as Batman did that, so they may reconvene, you know?
Yeah,
And
I think they're all going to show up in 100.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, okay. Same page then. Oh, my dumbass forgot to switch it over, so my bad. That was for Batman, not Big Girls. I'll get used to it. Let's see. What would you like to do? What would you like to do next? Do you want to do Iron Man? That was really cool.
Yeah, we'll do Iron Man.
Okay. I thought
So this
Iron
is
Man
Iron
was...
Man #1 by Christopher Cantwell and art by Cafu.
I thought it was really cool. I
really like this.
Yes, I was so down for this.
So
I loved it.
The whole issue is basically Tony going back to basics. Like,
yep.
He's got all these crazy suits, all these expensive cars, but he sells up and moves to LA, buys an apartment there, and is like, I need to take the iron out of a man. I need to be a man again.
Right. He has such an ego, you know? He has such an ego about him. He carries himself such a certain way.
Yeah, and I have read bits of Iron Man in the past, and this is probably the strongest start I've...
Yep. I really like where they're taking him. I'm a big fan of putting Tony back in the cave. I think that's where he needs to be. He needs to be, like, you know, on his last leg. I think when he's on his last leg, he's an innovator, and I think even if this was an issue about socially, he's socially on his last leg. The people hate him, you know? Like, people clearly, like, constantly tweet at him saying you're a fucking goon, you know? So, and it looks like it's taking a toll on him.
Also, yeah.
Go ahead,
so
what were you saying?
Let's just start off. Iron Man is fighting Darkseid, isn't he? That it is Darkseid.
Oh, like the guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but who is it? I forget. They say who it is at some point. I forget where it says it. Oh yeah. No, it's on the social media. He says, "Hey guys, I took out Terrax." That's it. Yeah, Terrax the Destroyer, I think his name is. I think.
He just looks like dark. Yeah, even in the pictures, he is.
Oh, even in this one,
yeah,
even in the one right before he smashes through the panels or through the satellite, right before he smashes through the one, he literally looks like him right there. Like he's even got like the headpiece, you know, like the head. Like
look at this image I'm sending you.
Let me see. Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't get any closer than that, to be honest with you.
It's Iron Man fights when he throws him into a satellite, and the whole issue sort of shows Iron Man's Twitter and how much hate he's getting for his actions. Yes. So he's like, I took care of Terrax, he's no longer a threat, and everyone's like, my internet's out, you destroyed ComTV satellite. And he's like, I just saved lives, seriously?
And then he's like, yeah, but he's like, even the cables, like, our legal team will be contacting you about the destruction of our satellite. You're like, fuck, dude. So then, let's see, stepping away from technology, yes, that's what he decided on. Is he talking to Pepper, or who's he talking to? Is that supposed to be Potts?
It's just an interviewer.
This is an interview. Okay,
yeah, he's just doing a TV interview about his career change.
He's going back to
and he's like, roots. We're at a point where machines can build machines. We need to remember what it's like to be human.
Yes, that's dope. Yeah, I appreciate that. I really like this his recognition of his older self or his younger self or whatever, you know, his roots. I like that.
And he sold all his shares in Stark Industries and
packed up all his suits, sold the what is
65 billion cash.
Yeah, sold the big house, that big one on the fucking beach.
Yeah,
or that hangs over the cliffs. Took one car, it looks like.
And he posted a quote on his Twitter that was, the clearest way into the universe is through a forest wilderness. And the comments are again abusive. They're like, cool, take a hike then. Says the guy who made internet have emotions.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
He's getting rid of all his suits. He sold his mansion, and it's the same mansion as the movies.
Yep. Yeah, I like that mansion. That's funny, the one on the cliffs. I think it looks cool. And then he goes, he picks a car, but he totals the Shelby or some shit. I can't understand like at what point he totaled the Shelby.
Yeah, so he's with a novelist who's doing an article about his career change.
Right.
And his tire blows out as he's driving. And he doesn't crash, but he's like, I might just drop you off at the airport, because they're supposed to be going on a cross-country car journey.
His tire
where she was
blew
going to
out.
get
Really?
Yeah.
Where does it say it
the
blew
scene
out?
where his phone he goes out window.
I think does it say it blew out at any point though? I'm just wondering.
Well, it looks like it in the art.
I think he hit the turn like a douchebag. That's what he did. I think he's trying to.
Oh.
I think he's a jackass. Yeah, he hits the turn like an a-hole. Right?
In that picture, I thought the tire burst, but I guess it's just kicking up asphalt, maybe.
Oh,
as he's skidding.
Shit, I see it now. Okay.
Right below the phone.
You know what? I see it. That one tire, I see it. And that tire image. It might be blown. You're right. Okay, because I thought he was hitting the turn like
it doesn't. The little sound effect just says, it doesn't say burst or anything.
Right.
So I don't really know.
I see. I doubt if he was just making the turn, I doubt they would show the tire like that. It probably blew. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He still totaled the Shelby. Or at least cost a bunch of money. So then he picks up a different car. He goes simple, right? That's what he decided.
Yeah, and he's in New York. He gets a classic American Muscle 1978 Dodge Spin.
Yeah.
But it's quite funny, like, he's in New York and you just see him sat in traffic and he's like, I can't, like, how can I get this up 20 speed?
Yeah, and, like, to be honest with you, this guy's used to flying a suit around, so that'd probably, like, be a real bore. A real bore.
The Wasp shows up and breaks up with him because I guess they were dating.
Yes, that was intense too because it happened so fast. Like, okay, she says, "Nice place, thanks. I just wanted to tell you face to face that I've moved on. I think it's what's best. I agree. Anyway, take care." I'm like, damn, you guys are good. You guys are quick. That was easy. That was the most heartless, emotionless thing I've ever seen. Like, two people just actively break up so easily. I was like, wow, it's almost like it should have never been in the first place. So what happens? He wants to go for a race, right? He ends up racing.
Yeah. So he goes and signs up for a street race.
And it doesn't work out for him, right? He fucking loses.
Yeah, and the guy who he is racing against is deaf. And he like sign language at him.
Yeah, he does some sign language shit. But then he talks at the end, doesn't he?
Great. Yeah.
Doesn't he talk at the end? The sign language kid? Is that a different person? No, it is.
It's the person behind him that talks.
Oh, it's the person behind him that talks. I see it. Yeah. Okay. Phew. I was like, damn, he hustled him even more. And then, of course, he posts on his Twitter about hosting, all his rich friends at his place, and everybody's like, "You fucking billionaire piece of shit," getting the hate. So when he's at the place. Oh, I just wanted to point this out. Did you see this Wolverine cover yet?
No, I didn't.
Oh, it looks amazing. Got like 1,000 swords in him. It's for Wolverine.
Cool.
Wolverine number 12. So far future, but
we'll get there eventually.
Yeah. Whoa! Wait a sec. It says October 2020. There's no way. It must have gotten pushed back, and they never changed the ad, right?
Because of the delays and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's so funny.
They haven't updated any of the ads or anything.
Okay, so they're at the place, they're at the party, and everybody's coming up to Tony being like, "I got this idea. I want you on my team.
Yeah.
Be an investor."
Yeah.
And he keeps saying, "No, dude, I'm past that. I'm done that. Enjoy the party." I love that. I love how you can be like, "No, sir. No, I'm good. Enjoy the party." And then you have to just walk to a different part of the room to stop getting bothered. So then he runs into an old friend who is known as, I'm blanking on her.
Patty Walker.
Is she Hellcat? What was she?
Hellcat?
Yeah, Hellcat.
Yeah, Hellcat.
Yeah, she's Hellcat, and she shows up, and so she's at the party with him. Probably the only person he really, can trust at this point, or at least have an honest conversation with.
Not even trust, just like the only person he respects.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. It's only person on his level, So then another guy named Fuller Tillard shows up, and he pulls that same shit with Stark. I got an idea, I got this idea. So then he talks about catching lightning in a bottle. And Tony seems to be like, shut up, you know? And then he's like, no, I've done it. He's proven that he can collect infinite energy through electricity, or through lightning in a bottle. Pretty much, that's the idea. But he says, "What?"
But I love Tony's reaction. He's like, "That's interesting." Mostly because lightning is really cool.
Yeah, right. And then that was it. He never said that he was going to confer. He was never going to, reconvene on it or anything.
Yeah.
He just walked away.
It reminds me of the Aldrich Killian scene from Iron Man 3.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
like,
that's definitely it. Dude, that's
But,
I totally got that vibe. I actually, man, Iron Man 3, I feel like it's a shame.
I feel like Tony will actually follow through with this.
Yes, but only because
he seems genuinely interested in this.
But I think it's only, he's almost pulling, he's going to end up pulling a Bruce Wayne type deal on it, because something at the end, hits him, and it kind of makes him think, like, what the fuck is happening? I think he's going to put 2 and 2 together about it and try to infiltrate as Stark, not as Iron Man. You know what I mean? Infiltrate as Stark. So
I love how he takes her to the garage, and he's like, I've got something to show you, and he pulls out his Iron Man suit, and she's like, oh my god, it's true.
Yeah,
and
I was like, wait,
he's like,
what?
haha, because because his identity's public, so she was just like,
that's
taking
why
the piss.
That's why I was like, damn, what? And then I saw the haha. I was like, oh, okay. Probably my favorite panel on the whole thing. That is a great showcase of the suit. Like that suit is, I don't know if Alex Ross designed it and this guy's drawing it. I love it looking.
I've got to say, the art in this issue,
it's really, I like it a lot. I really like it. I think
I
think it
Cafu.
looks. I personally think that this is a good representation of what modern comic book if we talk about the 80s, the 70s, they all had a style that they were forced to fit in. Like you when you were drawing in the 60s, you were forced to fit within a certain style.
The house style.
This seems like this is the top tier house style. Like, I would call this Marvel's top tier house style. It just looks so good. Like, it just looks like it could fit any of the comics, anyone.
Yeah.
So he puts his. I love the suit too, because the eyes. I love that you can see.
You can see his eyes.
But then
it looks human.
I'm assuming though that he gets a haze of digital tech over top of it, right? Or is this so old? Is this suit so old school that it doesn't even have that? I'm just wondering. I think
it probably will. It's a new suit, but like the eyes just sort of show how human it is.
Yes, I think I almost saw it though, where you see the white eyes. Like, because it was the digital shit on it. I just can't remember where. So anyway, they go out for a fucking run. A nice little magic carpet ride or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I just mentioned he says, like, she asked about the guest, and he's like, oh, an EMP's going off in 24 minutes. They're going to just destroy their digital devices.
That's so Bruce Wayne, too. Like, nah, fuck him. You know what I mean? Just like, fuck him. They'll get out of here. Yeah. And then he's going on, and it's funny because he's trying to have a dialogue with her, but he is talking about himself a lot. So she hits him with the hard truth. She's like, you're still going on about your ego.
Yeah, well, he's just talking about how it's so easy to lose yourself.
Yes. And while they're talking,
he says, like, he says he's a man, he's a company, he's a mission, he's a brand. It gets so hard where you're seeing everything else before you're seeing the man.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, there's so many things in front of it. Yeah, that's crazy. That's true. And coming out as Iron Man doesn't help. None of that helped at all. It literally took that away from you. You stole that from yourself. Yeah. But then they notice a helicopter on a rooftop, so they go to it.
Yeah.
And it's Unicorn. I think these are all going to be a lot of old Iron Man villains. So I think Unicorn is an older villain.
Probably, yeah. But yeah, he's stealing the book, and then they're like, oh, maybe he's trying to return it without paying the late fee, which made me laugh.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, they fight, and
she's funny too. I just want to say that the Hellcat in this has a lot of the sense of humor Tony does, which is really good. She's actually
even he's like, he even asks her, he's like, were you always this funny?
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. He picked up something. So Unicorn actually, I love it because he seems kind of powerful. Like, with this beam, like, it seems like the beam's pretty fucking strong.
It's definitely powerful, but yeah, they take the helicopter down, and it was a Gutenberg Bible they'd stolen.
Dude, he flies through the that was cool. He flew through the propeller of the copter, like, right? Isn't that what he did?
Yeah.
He like took one out. That was awesome.
Yeah, he just straight up flew through it.
It was a what kind of Bible? A Gutenberg. That's right, a Gutenberg. Which I don't know what that is. I know what the Gideon's Bible is, the King James. I know
Gutenberg, yeah.
Gutenberg, I've never heard of.
It's a very rare Bible. I have heard of it before, but give me a second.
It tells the stories that stories can't tell.
It was one of the first books printed using mass-produced press.
You cut out. It was cutting out. What was it? It was the first what?
Oh, sorry. It was one of the earliest books printed using a mass-producing press.
Oh, cool. Nice. Yeah. So, Dan, let me guess the date. Are we in the 1300s?
Yeah. 1455.
Ooh, okay. Nice.
So it's one of the earliest, like, proper books.
Yeah, that's nuts. Mass printing shit.
Yeah. Anyway, Tony gets struck by lightning, and the Bible is no more. It's ash on the floor.
Yeah, and they're looking from where it came from. You were right. Lightning is cool. I like that shit. That was funny. Iron Man posts.
Yeah.
I know that one of the Gutens, blah blah blah.
He's like, one of them was destroyed in our battle. There's nothing I could do.
And then they're all hitting him with the same.
Like, is Hellcat single?
Yeah, right. Fat Tony into house, and it's like a fucking deep fake of Tony being fat.
Yeah.
And then
he deletes his.
Yeah, Iron Man.
He deletes his Twitter account.
That's a bold move. That's a bold move right there.
Yeah.
So that's cool. So pretty much you're left with the one guy, the guy who captured lightning, pretty much given that stink eye.
And it's got a caption. It's like God is a verb.
Yeah, that's
a quote
crazy.
By Mr. Fuller.
That's fucking nuts. Weird thing to think about.
Yeah.
So I liked it a lot.
Cool.
I'm actually super stoked. It was really good because, like, if that guy's sticking on the artwork, that art was so, like, it was. I would just say.
Shall I have a look if he's on issue 2 as well?
Yes, I would love to know.
Yep, same artist for issue 2.
That's dope. And they have only solicited 1 and 2?
They've probably done a few more, I imagine. 3 and... Yeah, they've got up to 3 so far.
Dang. You want to do 7 secrets? It's up to you. You call it when you want to call it. You let me know. I know.
We've got 2 more books. I can stay awake that long.
Okay. All right. 7 secrets. Go ahead.
So
give us the
7 secrets number 2, written by Tom Taylor, art by Danielle Di Nicuolo.
I know I'm gonna have to gloss through it again to remember exactly what was going on, but
yeah. Well, this issue is about Casper.
Yeah, about the kid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I wasn't expecting him to be introduced this early on.
No, but I really did like. I liked it, man. I love this art. This art is so good. It's just really like nice.
It's really clean and
there's like not. If you look at, there's actually like not many fucking lines. Like everything's very, and the coloring is doing a lot of the shadings. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So pretty much what Casper's in school for the creed?
Yeah, it's him getting raised in the
order.
Yeah, the order.
Yeah,
and we get introduced to a new character who is Kanto.
Yep.
He's got like a cool like Venetian mask on.
Yeah, that's cool. Almost like
Venetian. Yeah, Venetian. I'd say. Yeah.
I was gonna say I'm not up on my masks. I don't know I'm that good.
it's like it reminds me of like Venice and like when we used to have the festivals and stuff like that.
Sure. I'm down with it.
Like I'm not saying it is definitely one of those, but it reminds me of that. Sort of like a masquerade one, but like a full face one.
Right. Yeah. It does look really cool.
Yeah, it's the Venetian mask.
So
see, I know stuff.
Yeah, we know stuff.
I drink and I know things.
Exactly. So you learn about a couple other of the secret holders, the keepers and the holders, right? Or whatever.
Yeah, we meet the holder and keeper of the third secret, and it's Fowlan and I think that's
Yeah.
the only one there are two of them, but I can't remember the second name.
Yeah, I'm not the name guy when it comes, especially when they start throwing in mad characters. But we learn the secrets in the whole of the holders, and we actually end up going through all of them, except the father, the mother, and the father. They go through every.
Yeah.
He ends up. He says over time that he ends up getting trained by all of them. You know, in one fashion or another.
Yeah, all the secret holders he gets trained by. The only ones they weren't was Sigurd and Eva.
Yep.
But then eventually, he gets bullied at school.
Yeah, he gets the shit kicked out of him, right? And then by a guy named Titus.
Oh no, another guy was getting bullied, and Casper interrupted and ended up getting beaten up as well.
Yep. Ends up in the in the ward, in the health ward.
Yeah, and when he's in the medical ward, his mother comes in.
And so he knows who you are. So he knows he's the child of them. It kind of sucks. That sucks even worse that he knows.
Well, it's probably so he understood why he wasn't allowed to.
Right, but it sucks. I think I'd rather just not know that they were my parents, because fuck.
Yeah.
Now I know I'm so close to them, yet I can.
But then it's like why? But then it's like why am I being trained by all of them, but not these two?
Exactly. Yeah. So they get to the point where he realizes that they have
I guess
conflict.
How old would we say he was here? Like 8, maybe.
11.
That's a guess. Does it say? Is he 11?
Yeah, it says 11. Yeah, he says I was when he gets his ass beat. I think when he gets his ass beat, he says, "But I was only 11." Yeah.
Okay. So I guess he's old enough to sort of comprehend.
Yeah.
And have some reasoning as to why
the order and how it works and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, he's old enough to sort of be aware of the levity of the situation.
But then he grows up a little, right? And does he grow up in this? Does he age in this? It looks like he does. By the time,
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, because the time.
I just mentioned Eva beats up the bully, which is quite funny.
Yeah, she kicks the shit out of him. Yep. Gives him
a good
testicle hit.
they're literally in Venice in the issue.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Cool.
So that's why he's wearing a mask.
Spot on, sport.
Yeah. So Sigurd goes and sits with him on the canal, the Stamford Bridge. And
they have a talk about
they sort of bond a little bit.
Yeah, talk about flying. It's cool.
Yeah.
And I love how Sigurd at the end, he said, I'd be lying. He says anybody would be lying if they said they didn't want to fly. And then at the very end, he says, the kid asks him, do you want to fly? And he says, anyone. He says they don't, is lying. And I like that because I was like, damn, that's cool.
Yeah. But yeah, he trains with Eva and Sigurd, and we do see him aging. By the end of the training, he's definitely a lot older.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so time has passed.
Yeah, he mentions he's glad they had that time together. Now he knows his dad's dead.
Yeah, something's happened. Yep. The ducky, or the little bird.
Yeah.
Do you want company? No. So, damn. I wonder what this will do to him. But it looks like I like at the end that... So I like how they didn't end it on the page prior to the final page because he just walks off. They actually show us that he goes back to that same step and starts crying. I'm like, okay, cool. So he's not going to do anything stupid right now. He's emotional.
Yeah.
So that was cool. Yeah.
I love this. This is... Both issues being phenomenal.
Yeah.
I was not expecting Casper to be introduced this early, though. Have you read any of Saga?
No, I haven't.
I've only read the first 3 or 4 issues of it, but basically it's being narrated from their daughter, who is currently a newborn baby, but from the future.
Okay. Damn. Oh, okay. Damn.
The baby's only just been born, but then her in the future is narrating the story.
Right.
So I was based on issue 1, I was expecting it to be like that, where Casper is telling the story from the future, and he might show up later on, but he's still a baby at the minute.
Right. Damn.
But no, he's now one of the main players in this as of issue 2. So
I wonder.
Yeah, swerved me there.
We don't know. This is just an ongoing, right? We don't know anything about
as of now. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Part of me wants to. It's a big concept, so I'm cool with it. 7 secrets.
I'd love it.
7 holders. Yeah, I think it could go.
Yeah,
on
we've still got to learn
30,
what secrets are.
Yeah, 30 issues. I could see it being deep.
Yeah.
So then I just pulled up Devil's Highway. You want to go into it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Devil's Highway #3, written by Benjamin Percy and art by Brent Schoonover, and colors by Nick Filardi, because the colors in this are cool.
The colors are cool, and it's very the reds that they do when she's like trapped in the box is scary as fuck, dude. So they're at the way station. The trucker is at the way station, and I'm only gonna assume that this is the fucked up trucker. Yeah, buddy. What do you need? Okay, go got it. Good. Yeah, do your thing. You're fine. Go do your thing and then get on. We're almost done. So they're at the way station. It's the trucker, and I'm only gonna. Yeah, I know. You're a good man. Get on out. Did you get what you needed? Tell me what it is real quick. I'll grab it. Well, all right. I'll grab it in a sec. 10 minutes. I'll grab it. All right. Turtle ones. All right, turtle. What are you wearing? Big sweatpants? Yo, you're a clown. Get out of here, this kid. He's wearing like fat guy sweatpants for an adult. He's like holding them because he doesn't have a belt. What a clown. All right. So I'm only gonna assume that this trucker is the bat. This not only is he just a trucker hauling the girl, but I'm just gonna assume he is the guy. Like So
well, we'll get into that a bit later on because it's clearly not just one person.
Right. He's at this way station, and he gets caught by the cop for overweighing, and the guy's like, "Oh, it's only 10 pounds." Well, 10 pounds means you get fucking looked at, jackass. That's the rule. So, the guy goes and looks. He opens up the thing.
Can I just
ask
why do they get weighed? Do you know?
Okay, so because they're supposed to be hauling a certain amount.
They're not doing like illegal haulage.
Yes, 100%. Because I could go pick something up in Canada, make my way to New York, and then in New York pick up more cargo or some shit, move it back. Yeah.
Okay.
It's all
fair enough.
It's all an organized sport with this trucking stuff. So
I'm not really I don't know a lot about shipping, so I was just a bit confused by that. But it makes sense.
If a truck skips a weigh station, that's a big deal too. Like if it said you didn't weigh back at that last one, and then I forgot, I didn't see it. Well, we got to look at it. So, guy goes in and checks it. The cop, dumbass fucking cop, does not check it. He lets the guy check it. The weigh station dude. Yeah. The weigh station guy opens it, sees the dead body, closes it. Says he doesn't see anything.
Well, she's not dead. She's still alive. He hears banging.
Yeah, that's all right.
And he opens it.
He sees the body of the woman who is alive in the fucking casket, which is crazy. And
then everything's wonderful.
It's all good, So now we realize that the way station guy is playing part in this too,
And he's got like a cut tongue, like it's like a serpent where it's sort of split at the end.
Yeah, that's so weird, dude. That is so weird.
Yeah, and they've got the snake as their symbol, so it's there's some sort of organization
thing. Some culty shit going on. Then we cut over. I don't know if she was traveling. They're in Are they always in Minneapolis? Is that where this is? I don't know, but they just point out that they're in Minneapolis.
So, yeah, or that sort of area. Maybe it could be a neighboring town.
They're at the go-go bar, and she's talking to an old soldier. I mean, I make the assumption that they were soldiers together.
They served together. He's very
disfigured at this point.
Got injuries on his face. Yeah.
So he pretty much says, "You shouldn't have saved me. Just should have let me die." So now we understand.
Yeah, I piss in a bag, and kids point at me and call me monster.
Yeah,
I think I'll blow my brains out on an hourly basis.
And she was probably regarded as a war hero because of that, which she probably doesn't feel like one. You know what I mean? And so
he's got some classified information for her.
Yep, she gets it from him. She pays him, and she buys him the lap dance, which is funny. Yeah. But then the lady says, "How do you?" Yeah, it's just like, "How do you know her?" She says, "Right," and something like that. Why isn't she? Oh yeah, we fought together. She's like, "Why isn't she messed up like you?" And she's like, "She is. Just some of us show our scars on the inside." I'm like, "Damn, that's crazy."
Yeah.
So,
but then she goes and gets back in the car, and there's the rattlesnake in there.
Yeah. She just grabs that motherfucker, puts it in a bag.
Yeah. Like fair play to being able to just grab a snake.
Oh yeah.
I can do that.
Okay, so I'm not too. I don't mind snakes too much, so I've grabbed a couple, and every single one of them have bit me. So like it's like I don't know how fucking people like I've seen like these wrestlers grab them and like get them by the neck, dude. Every time I get them by the neck, it just goes and bites me in the fucking hand. So
yeah, we don't really have snakes in the UK, so
dude, we got them.
Yeah, they're a bit of an enigma to me, so I'm not used to like dealing with them. So
the first couple, when you first encounter a slithery creature under a rock that you lift up, oh, it's creepy always. You know, it's just they're quite the they're creepy.
we have like small grass snakes here, but they're not.
The little skinny guys, little 2 foot long.
Yeah, they're not venomous. They don't bite. They just sort of run.
Yeah, the ones that bit me were not venomous, and in fact, like.
Good.
Yeah, right. You know, Mom, my hand. You know, it's fucking humongous. That'd be fucked up. But yeah, snakes. They're crazy. And yeah, good on her for doing that because it is a bitch. And she just seems badass as fuck anyway, so she's ready to go. So she takes it to the pet store where she is pretty much. What is it? It's like this. She knows that this guy is handing out snakes of certain kinds of snakes that shouldn't be legal.
She's in South Dakota now.
Yeah, see, she's traveling. See, she's making rounds because she's traveling that fucking map in that classified shit or something. Because at the end, they show the map at the very end, right? That's like fine. Let me see. Dude, look, it's over like fucking states, bro. Minnesota, Wisconsin, South Dakota, Nebraska, Iowa, Kansas, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Michigan. Like, that's crazy. So it covers so much.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey, Crave. What's cracking?
I saw you guys were in the chat.
Yeah, we're just finishing up. We got like one more to do. We're
on man.
Yeah. So
and you guys have been going strong for 4 hours?
Yeah, this was a big week.
We have.
All right.
We're gonna find a way to condense how we talk about them, like if we, you know, how deep we go, and
it didn't help that like Detective Comics had like 11 stories in it.
Yeah, that's the thing. And even Catwoman was long though. You know?
Yeah, Catwoman had 3 stories in it.
All right. Well, I'll leave you guys to it.
Yep.
Checking in.
Yeah. Thanks, Greg. We're still alive. We're still here.
Yeah, we'll see you same time next week. Then he's gone. He didn't hear that. Yeah, I can't remember where issue 1 was set, like where her dad actually died.
Me neither, but now I know they're hopping around, so it's good to know based on that map. You can, like, you know, just make.
Yeah, she feeds a snake to a crocodile, or is it an alligator?
Yeah,
do you know the difference?
I can't. No, I do not. I'll be straight with you. I think it is an alligator, but I think crocodiles are a little skinnier and they have like this really long fucking snout. Alligators are a little stout. I think I can't remember the difference either, like what that actual difference is. But yeah,
either way, they are both shit terrifying.
Yes, they're dinosaurs. So, this
literally
guy, yeah, I know it's fucking scary. This
guy is such a creep.
He has the same thing on his tongue too. I just noticed they show it at some point, so that's cool. And I love she comes back with she goes. What does she say? She says, "Does this mean anything to you?" And she shows the photo of the symbol, and he's like, "Who are you? If you're not, he's like, what do you want?" And she's like, "Vengeance." I'm like, "Yeah, that's Batman. That's dope." She's so badass. I just love that shit.
Yeah, like all the snake things collapse on her,
and she gets bit.
Yeah,
she's got bit. She got bit on the hand.
Out.
Yep, it hits her.
And she wakes up tied to a bed.
Not a good look. Not a good look at all, dude. I'd be freaking out. So
if I woke up like that, I'd be like, okay, I'm about to be raped.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So she tries and kicks with phone to get someone's attention.
I love the move she makes though after she realizes like, wait. Yeah, why does he say this? They can't help you. I hate that because that like creeped me the fuck out. But then she kicks him. She does this flipped and rotates her shoulders. So it can happen. I tested it out. It can be done, but it's fucking crazy.
Why were you handcuffed to a bed?
No. I just did it for practical reasons. You know, it works. So like, yeah, she fucking does this crazy maneuver.
She has like the broken bits of bed and was like, she jumped at him.
She fucks
and
this
just like
guy
fighting
up.
him. And he said basically he knew when she woke up should be ballistic. So
that's why he tied her up. Yeah, he has a reason for everything. She pretty much, he says, "I'm on your side. I tied you up because you're not, you were gonna pull this shit, and you've been hallucinating for 2 days because she was bit by the, so he's been taking care of her with or what is it? He gave the anti-venom and the ice packs to keep the fever down. So why didn't you take to the hospital? Yeah. Because that's where they would find you. And then she's like, they, and then
Yeah,
so
and there are many, and he's got a little map of like the Midwest.
This is a cult. This went from one serial. How is this gonna wrap up in 2 issues? How is this cult? Like, how is she gonna get justice? I don't know. It's cool. I like it.
This is really also one of the best books I'm reading.
Definitely. It's really
all the creator-owned stuff.
Yeah, I would agree. It's top. No, that I would agree. It's all top tier. It's very top tier, that creator and stuff.
Yeah.
I think,
like Devil's Highway, Something's Killing the Children, Wind, Seven Secrets, Stillwater, Undiscovered Tree. All my creator-owned books are amazing.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Excuse me. Batman I really enjoyed. Catwoman I really enjoyed. Detective Comics I really enjoyed. Iron Man I really enjoyed. Justice League I really enjoyed. They were not on the same level as a creator-owned at all.
No.
It's a completely different scale.
Yeah, it's weird. The approach seems... I'm liking the creator-owned, I think, because of, what do you call that? I'm worn out, almost. Or they're wearing out the characters in some sense, I was really happy with the Iron Man that it actually felt super fresh, which was cool. But yeah, this creator-owned has its own appeal, which is really nice. You want to skip this then? Because we can talk about... I
didn't read it.
Yeah, we'll talk about this one when the next one comes out, because this one doesn't have much to it, to be honest with you. It's like, it has...
No, I had a quick flick through it, and I saw the general gist of the story, but
yes. So
I didn't read it deep enough to sort of go into depth about it.
Cool. We did it, Shawnee. We did it. 4 hours in. We'll
briefly mention what's coming out next week.
Yes, please. Yes, please. We'll find a way to condense something.
And then do, like, the outro and... Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh, it was just a lot of stories this week.
No, yeah, it literally Batman was 5 issues, like you know what I mean, like the 1027.
It literally was
5 fucking issues.
It was more than 5 issues. It was 7 issues.
Yeah, exactly. So we covered a fucking trade in full plus.
So next weekend we've got Flash, which me and Ty will probably talk about.
Cool. Suicide Squad. Bliss.
Yeah, Shazam, which me and Ty will talk about. Undiscovered Country.
Yes, that's cool. And we still have to talk about
beginning of X of Swords.
Yeah. What are we doing with X of Swords?
Death Metal tie-in.
Are we doing it?
I'll pick it up. Okay. Yeah, I'll probably read it even if we don't cover it.
Okay.
See what...
that's fine with
I don't know.
So here's mine: Suicide Squad, Bliss, Immortal She-Hulk, that one shot, the Undiscovered Country, and Wind. That's what I have so far. And then I will check out the X of Swords event.
Yeah,
that's next week too.
Okay,
but I'll do it.
Yeah, it does look like a calmer week next week.
Yeah.
Oh, we got Bliss as well. Did you say Bliss?
Yes, Bliss 3. I love the cover too. It's that guy.
That's another one I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, that's a great one. I'm super stoked about this god. This god shit. It's nuts. That's crazy. Yeah, and Wind has me excited too.
Yeah, Goddess Leaf. Yeah, Wind is good.
Hell yeah. So let's see. Yeah, 4 fucking tabs. All right, cool. So we did it, boys. We did it, boys and girls. Let's see, Sean. Were you thinking maybe after 5 of them we'll go live? Does that sound good?
Yeah, I'm happy whenever. Really. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Maybe we'll do the next one and then go live. We'll do 3 just so there's something. Cool.
Yeah. Run it by the others, but I'm happy. Yeah. Do you want to do the outro now, and then we can talk admin stuff?
Yes. Do you want to tell them where they can find you?
Yeah, so you can follow me on Twitter or Instagram, Sean.Walsh747.
Oh, yeah. And you can follow me at Instagram or Twitch at Flea's Fist, where I just post comic shit and play music. So it's up to you guys. But, check it out. But yeah, thanks for stopping in for Beyond the Source Wall. We'll catch you later, all right? Bye-bye.